All right, very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again from the control deck here, Captain Nabs here with you. It's been a long time since I have streamed, and it's gotten very busy this summer, and I was not able to get in as much streaming as I thought during the last couple of weeks. It's been very busy with all sorts of stuff going on, but I'm back with you for a couple of hours this evening. So if you're interested, we are in Vancouver this evening. So pardon me while I get this show on the road here, and let's start talking to some people here. Because we got lots of airplanes in our airspace here, and none of them are talking to us yet. So I'm going to go ahead and get some of these things going here. But yeah, welcome aboard, everybody, as always. And yeah, it's just nice to be online again, controlling. I love controlling, and I don't get to do it enough. I just don't. I really wish I could do it a lot more often than I do.
Vancouver Center, good afternoon. Air Canada 101 with you, flight level 360.
Air Canada 101, Vancouver Center, good evening. Squawk ident, please. Air Canada 101, thanks. Identified flight level 360. When ready to send 12000. The Vancouver altimeter is, it's just disappeared here on me. Vancouver altimeter is 3003.
When ready, we'll descend to 12000 and Vancouver altimeter 3003, Air Canada 101.
All right, so we got to get just some information here. What's going on in Vancouver? It is
Vancouver Center, good day. WestJet 1422, ILS rendezvous 16 at Kelowna.
WestJet 1422, Vancouver, good day. Kelowna, altimeter 3013. The wind's showing 150 at 3. You're clear to land, runway 16.
WestJet 1422, altimeter 3013, runway 16, clear to land.
Air Canada 101, you can plan on runway 26 right for arrival in Vancouver this evening.
Air Canada 101, roger, we'll plan 26 right.
Okay, we got 2 of the 3 here. This is the other one I was trying to get.
Vancouver Center, good afternoon. Air Canada A205, passing 6,400 feet, inbound for Yankee X-ray Sierra.
Air Canada 8205, Vancouver, good evening. Squawk ident. Air Canada 8205, Vancouver, squawk ident.
Roger, I'll do it again. Air Canada A205.
Yeah, Air Canada 8205, I didn't see it there the first time. Maybe just hit it quickly in the client as well. The Prince George winds are showing light and variable, the altimeter 3026, and there's the ident. You're identified through 5,400. Say approach request into Prince George.
Expecting runway 15, ILS runway 15, Air Canada 8205.
Air Canada 8205, and not a problem. You are cleared, Prince George, ILS runway 15, Prince George VOR transition.
Prince George VOR transition, runway 15, Air Canada 8205.
Air Canada 8205, and you are cleared for the ILS approach.
Clear for ILS approach, Air Canada 8205.
All right, it's one of those just quick little evenings here where I'm playing a little bit of catch up here first thing, but I'm going to hopefully get a little bit more organized as we go here. Just make sure we have Kelowna ground here because the WestJet's about to land there, and we'll also need Prince George ground because in about 5 to 7 minutes that Air Canada's going to land there. So let's make sure I have everything I need. CYXS ground. There it is. So there's the Prince George Airport as well. They're advertising 15 there. Kelowna 16. I'm going to go ahead and let's see here. And Kelowna winds 163. So yeah, so we're going to put up an ATIS in Kelowna this afternoon. And we're going to make it 16 is active in Kelowna for now. And we'll see how it goes from there. And I'm just quickly pounding back a little bit of dinner before I start this long marathon session. The plan for tonight is about 4 hours of ATC, so I'm hoping to lure in quite a bit of traffic over the next 4 hours. Looks like we've already got one there on the ground in Kelowna. We got one on final, and then we got one on the ground. Looking good. It will not take long. I think it's a perfect time to get online. I usually get online a little later than this, and it always ends up kind of biting me, and that nobody ever shows up as late as I get on. So being on a little bit earlier today should help. So the plan is to be online now through about 0100 Zulu, and then we'll call it a night around 0100. Alright, here comes the WestJet. And off that Air Canada 101 to the terminal. Air Canada 101, contact Vancouver terminal now on 128.6.
Over to 128.6 for Air Canada 101. Have a good day.
Thanks, you too. And WestJet 1422 Vancouver, right turn. Right turn there, taxi Delta back to the apron.
Delta to the apron, WestJet 1422.
Alright, we got one WestJet here on the ground out of Kelowna, so let's just have a quick little look here. And so it's going to be 16 for departure. I'm going to give him the Kelowna 8 unless he asks for something else. The flight plan looks good. It's not the busiest evening in Vancouver yet, but we got quite a lot of controllers online. We got a terminal controller right now. We got Edmonton Center right next to us online as well, so hopefully we will lure in some traffic here over time. There's one departure from Kelowna is going straight to Vancouver. We got a departure out of Vancouver going to, he's going north. He's going to, I don't know where PASI is, but it is somewhere in Anchorage Center anyways. I know that PA is Anchorage, so yeah, he's going to be departing. So he's going to be going through our airspace at least for a little bit here, so that'll be good. Just give it a little bit of time. We'll lure in some traffic, and anybody who is watching, I know that some of you guys are already out there watching. Please feel free to come on down. We're going to be here for 4 hours, so you can load up a flight somewhere else and get ready to come down. You can come down from, you know, you can take off from anywhere in the FIR, fly to somewhere else in the FIR. And Floganio Mabilo asks, how do I become a controller on Vatsim? And that is a that is a great question. You basically have to sign up. So if you're not already a Vatsim member, obviously become a Vatsim member. Sign up on Vatsim, www.vatsim.net. Become a member. If you are a member, then what you have to do is you have to go to a specific region that you would like to control in. So Vatsim controllers are members of certain divisions. So Canada is one division, the US is one division, the UK is another division, but most of the rest of Europe is another division. So depending on where you want to control, you'll have to find out what division that is a part of, and then you have to sign up at that division, and that division will be responsible for training you. So I don't know which division you're interested in. If you tell me, I can probably help point you in the right direction, or which area of the world you want to control, and I can point you in the right direction. But yeah, there's basically you become a member of a certain division, and that division is responsible for training you at the end of the day. Air Canada 8205 Vancouver, the winds are showing light and variable, clear to land, runway 15.
clear to land runway 15, Air Canada 8205. Thank you.
Yeah, so if you already signed up and if you've signed up at a certain division, then yeah, it's a matter of patience. The biggest thing I'll always ask you, please, is be very patient with your division's training department. It's all made up of volunteers. All the training departments in all the Vatsim divisions are made up of volunteers, so please be patient with them. That's somebody volunteering their time, and most of the training is done one-on-one, so someone is going to give you 2 hours of their day, of their life, to give you 2 hours of training. So if you're from South Africa, if you want to control in South Africa, let's see here. So it's part of the Europe, Middle East, and Africa, and then I guess the Sub-Sahara Africa Division. VAT SSA covers the southern part of the African continent. So I'm honestly not terribly familiar with.
Thanks, Center Westjet 3327 on the ground at Kelowna with information. Alpha request IFR to Vancouver, please.
In Vancouver, you are cleared to Vancouver via the Kelowna 8 departure. And then radar vectors to booth, flight plan route departure runway 16 and squawk code 0777.
Westjet 3327, you let go of your push stock, I only got the squawk there. Can you repeat the clearance, please?
Sure. Don't know why it didn't work the first time, but WestJet 3327, you are cleared to Vancouver via the Kelowna 8 departure and your flight plan route departure runways 16, squawk code 0777.
Westjet 3327, clear to Vancouver, Kelowna 8 departure, flight plan runway 16 for departure, squawk 0777, Westjet 3327.
WestJet 3327, your readback is all correct. Information in Kelowna is Alpha. Push back and start up. Actually, give me a call when you're ready for push and start. It's starting to get a little busy there in Kelowna.
We got information, Alpha, call for push and start, Westjet 3327.
Thank you. Yeah, so yeah, I'm honestly not familiar with VAT SSA, but you'll have to. I'm not even sure if there is. Here's the website, vatssa.com. There we go. I found it. If they're not available, then I don't. Which is possible. There are some areas that are a lot quieter than others, and unfortunately, I hate to say the Vatsim is really kind of Euro North American centric, but it really kind of is. I think that's partly just because of the fact that it's a it's primarily, ATC is primarily an English-speaking enterprise. My next suggestion would be to pick another division which you think would be fun and entertaining to control, that you're kind of interested in, and go learn there. And then in the future, once you become fully rated and fully trained as a controller, you might be able to go back and help rebuild the Sub-Saharan African division. So, Vatsim is just made up of volunteers, people who are willing to give their time. If you want that division to succeed, so you often have to contribute to it. So that's my best suggestion. Pick somewhere that you do enjoy. North America's got a lot of good controlling, and Europe has a lot of good controlling. There are sometimes backlogs for training in those areas. I won't say that any other division is not good, but those are certainly very busy areas, so you'll learn a lot very quickly. So it's up to you. It's totally up to you, but I would suggest that, yeah, go to find another division, somewhere that just interests you, somewhere that you'd like to learn, and then you'll be able to get your ratings, become a full-fledged controller, and then once you've done that, you can probably go back and help rebuild that division, because it's like I said, it's always staffed by volunteers. Air Canada 8205, backtrack runway 15 is approved, and taxi Delta to the apron.
Taxi, backtrack is approved. Taxi Delta to apron, Air Canada 8205.
Yeah, that's my best suggestion is definitely think about think about getting rated somewhere anyways, even if it's not where you would prefer to be, if there's not much activity there, and in the future,
Vancouver
help
Center,
rebuild that division.
Canada 2941 on the ground at Kelowna with information Alpha, IFR to Vancouver.
Air Canada 2941, Vancouver, good evening. You're cleared to, you're cleared to Vancouver via the Kelowna 8 departure, radar vectors booth, flight plan route. Depart runway 16, squawk code 0760.
Cleared to Vancouver, Kelowna 8 departure booth, flight plan route, depart runway 16, squawk 0760, Air Canada 2941.
Air Canada 2941, your readback is all correct. Information Alpha is current in Kelowna. Give me a call when you're ready for push and start, please.
Roger, we'll call for push and start. We have information Alpha.
We got a third one. Got a whole collection of people that were just waiting for someone to log on here, I guess. Just waiting for someone to log on and provide some control service. I got a whole whack load of people there now. Alright, this I should release. And let me just check some of my settings here, because that's what I was afraid of. I've been doing a lot of training, so I've been modifying the settings in my scope, which makes things kind of not show up the way they're supposed to sometimes. So the aircraft showing up on the ground when they should not, etc. Not sure what this one's doing here. I guess he is late on the descent there. Yeah, I kind of looked at that and I said Air Canada 101 is a little bit late on the descent. I don't know why he wasn't starting down really sooner, honestly. I don't know if he's waiting for someone to come online and tell him to descend, or what the deal was. And then I got this guy shortcutting through my airspace, and I wouldn't care so much except that Edmonton is online, so I want to hand him off to Edmonton, so I have to kind of get him absorbed and get him on board.
Vancouver Center, Tango Lima 259 with you at 39,000 feet.
Tango Lima 259 Vancouver Center, good evening. Squawk code 0763, please.
Squawk 076.
And Tango Lima 259, you cut off at the end, confirm 0763.
076 tree, Tango Lima 259.
Tango Lima 259, thank you. Identified flight level 390, welcome. And when ready, you can descend flight level 290.
Down to 290, Tango Lima 259.
Tango Lima 259, that discretion is at your, sorry, that descent is at your discretion. Not sure if that person's going to descend early or not. There you go. Sorry, I was ignoring the chat.
3327, ready for the start.
WestJet 3327, the push is approved. Call me when you're ready for taxi.
Push approved, go for taxi, WestJet 3327.
Alright, what else have we got going on here? So we got 3 airplanes on the ground in Kelowna, the one guy in Prince George pretty much made it the gate. Got nobody else inbound right now. Got some guys going out of Calgary. I can see them over there on the, that's Edmonton Center across that border there. We got at least one departure getting ready to go from Vancouver here. I think you're going to start to see a few more inbounds soon because we're going to be online for a little while here.
Tango Lima 259er going down to 290 from 390.
Tango Lima 259er, Vancouver Center, roger.
Air Canada 2941 is ready for push.
Air Canada 2941 Vancouver. Are you able to get your tow crew to push you with the tail to the north there?
That's affirmative.
Air Canada 2941, roger. There's a 73 on the south end of the ramp there. It's going to be taxiing momentarily. Reference them. Pushback approved at your discretion. Call ready for taxi.
Okay, push approved. We'll reference the WestJet and we'll call for taxi.
Could actually get a little busy there. All right, one thing that is missing from my stream here is me itself. There you go. And actually a little low there, but that's okay. We'll make it work. There we go, something like that. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. And as I said, it's been a while since I streamed. I'm sorry that it's been as long as it has. I hope that you guys are enjoying this so far. I was just quickly pounding back some dinner there.
Vancouver Center, good day. WestJet 1425 at Kelowna, request clearance to Vancouver, information alpha.
Oh, WestJet 1425 Vancouver, you are cleared to Vancouver International via the Kelowna 8 departure. Radar vectors to booth flight plan route, depart runway 16, squawk code 0750.
WestJet 1425 cleared to Vancouver via Kelowna 8 departure by the vectors booth, flight planned route, depart runway 16 and squawk 0750.
WestJet 1425, your readback is correct. Information Alpha is current in Vancouver. Correction, in Kelowna. And call me when you're ready for push.
Call you when ready for push and checking Alpha, WestJet 1425.
WestJet 3327 ready for taxi, runway 16.
WestJet 3327 Vancouver, runway 16. Information is Alpha and the altimeter is 3013. Just caution for the Air Canada, let's see, what is he? He's a 319 pushing off the north side of the apron there. Taxi out of the apron, Delta and Alpha, hold short runway 16.
Runway 16 Delta Alpha, hold short runway 16, WestJet 3327, we'll watch out for the Air Canada.
There we go. Alright, so WestJet 3327 is in the taxi. And the Air Canada that was on the ground in Prince George is gone, so we're going to go ahead and close the Prince George view for now to save me from scrolling through it constantly. And I guess we got to hand this guy off to Edmonton. I'm pretty impressed though with how busy it got already. Online for 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes, and we already had 3 departures log in at Kelowna. So obviously I picked a good time to control here. We're going to rack up a fair amount of traffic pretty quickly, which is good. The last few streams I've done have sometimes been disappointing in the low amount of traffic. So hopefully the fact that we're here already, we're just getting into like North American prime time on Vatsim. We're going to hopefully lure in quite a few airplanes and have quite an interesting session here. to get handed off there. We got too many people here on the ground, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to set up a small filter here. Let's see. Below about 2,000 feet, we're not going to see anybody, and that's probably pretty realistic. Let's just... No, not that. Alright, so I just got a message from the Vancouver terminal controller that he is leaving. So now I need to make sure that I have my controls up here for Vancouver. So this one, yep, that's the terminal view. And then I'm also going to need that one. There we go. Alright, so we got, center, terminal, Vancouver ground, Kelowna ground. Alright, so we got a whole bunch of different views here that we're scrolling through just to make sure we keep track of everything, and that's part of the fun of being the center controller, is how much stuff you sometimes have to keep track of, and it definitely makes it a little more interesting and entertaining. The fact that we are now controlling Vancouver terminal and ground and tower as well will also...
WestJet 1425, request pushback.
Oh, WestJet 1425, the pushback is approved at your discretion. The Air Canada A319 off your right is also pushing back, so I'm going to suggest tail south for you.
WestJet 1425, pushback my discretion, and we're looking out, thanks.
Tango Lima 259er, contact Edmonton Center now 135.02. Good night.
35.025, thank you very much.
Air Canada 2941 is ready for taxi 16 with Alpha.
Air Canada 2941, runway 16, the altimeter in Kelowna 3013. Still information. Alpha taxi Delta Alpha, hold short 16.
Delta Alpha, hold short 16. Air Canada 2941.
WestJet 3327 Vancouver, contact me airborne. The wind's light and variable, clear for takeoff, runway 16.
Contact the airborne, clear for takeoff, runway 16, WestJet 3327.
Alright, I'm just going to monitor the terminal frequency now that the other guy was on, just in case these guys have not switched and they're ready, and I can hear them on both frequencies. So this guy has his clearance, and he is waiting for pushback, and the other guy has already got the clearance to taxi, and Air Canada 101's taxiing into the gate, which is fine, because there's not too many conflicts anyways, because it's pretty quiet. And no, I'm not trying to do an ad for Coke, I just need to keep my energy up. Alright, definitely going to be an interesting evening in Vancouver, and anybody that's watching and wants to get on the Vatsim network, it's not super busy, so it's a great night to try your hand at some VFR flying here in the Vancouver FIR. Vancouver International is a bit busy. If you feel intimidated by that, Victoria Airport just to the south is a lot quieter. It's not so busy that I will not be able to give you some personal service, so I can definitely give personal service to anybody that wants it. Ditto for pretty much any of the controlled airports around Vancouver: Abbotsford, Langley, Boundary Bay, Pitt Meadows, or Kelowna, or even way up in Prince George if you want to do it that way. Do it up there. Whatever makes you happy. You've got lots of stuff going on here. There's the airborne WestJet. Air Canada's already halfway down there. Oh, taxiing pretty fast. Wait for him to call me up and tell me he's airborne. Oh, we got another departure out of Edmonton coming to Vancouver now. Taking a little while to get airborne, but patience is the name of the game when you're on Vatsim.
WestJet 3327 passing 47.
Oh, WestJet 3327 Vancouver, thanks. Identified climb flight level 240 and when able, actually no, through 9,000 direct booth on course.
Through 9,000 direct. We've got to maintain flight level 240 WestJet 3327.
Roger. Actually, one thing.
Air Canada 2941 is ready at 16.
Air Canada 2941, line up runway 16.
Lining up. Air Canada 2941.
The one thing I want to check for here actually is I do have an approach view of Kelowna, and I just want to see how far out this guy is. That gives him about 6 miles.
WestJet 1425, request taxi.
Air Canada 2941, contact me once you're airborne. The winds are light and variable. Clear for takeoff, runway 16.
Air Canada 2941.
And WestJet 1425, runway 16. Information is Alpha, the altimeter 3013. Taxi apron at your discretion. Delta Alpha, hold short 16.
WestJet 1425, altimeter 3013, runway 16, taxi via Delta Alpha, hold short runway 16.
Roger. Alright, and I'm not doing a good job of updating my tags here, so he's departing, he's taxiing. And then we're just going to make sure we keep these airplanes just nicely separated on their way down to Vancouver. Looks like he is on the center line of the taxi lane, so it looks like he's already pushed. Can be calling for taxi shortly. And let's see here, just need to make sure my runways, active runways, are being marked correctly here. Let's see here. They are not, that's why. That's why. Things are showing up a little weirdly because my active runways are not being marked correctly. And I am going to switch the ATIS shortly because Vancouver is the bigger airport. I'm going to mark it down shortly here. Once the last guy has departed Kelowna, I will get the ATIS up and running down in Vancouver.
And Vancouver departure. Air Canada 2941 is airborne 3000, climbing to 240.
Air Canada 2941 Vancouver, you're identified. I do believe the top altitude on the SID there is 9,000, but that's okay. Climb flight level 240.
So yeah, we're looking for that 9,000, 240 Air Canada 2941.
And Air Canada 2941 through 9,000, proceed direct booth on course.
Through 9,000 direct booth, Air Canada 2941.
Alright, I feel like he might be following the departure, he might not.
Air Canada 706, we're ready for taxi.
Air Canada 706, center, good evening. Runway 26 left, altimeter in Vancouver's 3001. Taxi apron at your discretion. Tango, Mike, Victor, Hotel, Delta. Hold short of runway 26 left.
Taxi to 26 left via Tango, Mike, Victor, Hotel, Delta, and hold short runway 26 left. Altimeter 3001, Air Canada 706.
Air Canada 706, roger. Alright, he's about halfway there. So these guys have got plenty of space between them. And is WestJet direct booth? It's hard to tell from here. Yeah, no, he is direct booth. Okay, good. It's interesting sometimes the way we have to play like so many multiple roles, and so like I'm acting as Kelowna Tower, and I kind of almost want to say Kelowna Tower. I want to almost identify myself as Kelowna Tower when I'm performing that role here. WestJet 1425, contact me. Airborne, the wind's light and variable, cleared for takeoff, runway 16.
WestJet 1425, contact you airborne, runway 16, cleared for takeoff.
Alright, Air Canada 489. He's on the ground still. He's at an altitude 2300. He's still on the ground in Edmonton. He shouldn't really be showing up, but he is. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, see, and the one thing that they've done here in this Vancouver sector file is they have got the antennas in the various locations, even within the Edmonton FIR here at Calgary and Edmonton, which unfortunately creates an unrealistic amount of coverage for me, where it looks like I can see this guy on the ground in Edmonton, which is not necessarily correct. Not sure why that was not showing. Oh, Anna, nice. Thank you very much for watching. I saw your comment there, and I really honestly didn't have anything constructive to say. That's why I didn't have a chance to answer yet. I really don't have any way. I don't use VR when I'm flying. I use track IR to pan around, but that still lets me see what I'm doing outside of the sim. So I have a pad. I have a pad of post-it notes in front of my sim, and I just jot down stuff down. As far as flying VR, I don't know. I've never had the privilege of doing that, so I don't have any good suggestions for that, unfortunately. If anybody else out there does have a suggestion, Anna did ask this question on my YouTube channel I had a little while ago, and I'm sorry, I noticed that I'm really low on this screen here. There we go. She asked if there is any good way of recording stuff in VR, things like clearances and whatever else you might need to write down. The best I can suggest that if you can have something like a notepad open and docked to the corner of your VR world. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have much constructive to say about it. I honestly have never really used VR, so it's funny, but yeah, and I think one of the reasons why I'm a little bit shy about using VR for flying is exactly this reason: is that it's a little bit hard to interact with the real world and be able to write stuff down, and you know, as a pilot, you're going to write stuff down all the time.
WestJet 1425, airborne, passing 2600.
WestJet 1425 Vancouver, thanks identified. Continue climb flight level 260 through 9,000, direct booth on course.
WestJet 1425, continue climb flight level 260, passing 9,000, direct booth.
Roger. He's even just a little bit further behind, so this should work out just fine. The only concern I have is that Airbuses usually go a little slower than Boeing, so this guy the WestJet 1425 may catch the Air Canada 2941, but he's got a 23-mile lead, give or take, so if we need to, we'll add a little bit of speed control a little later on. But okay, I'm going to do a quick ATIS swap here, so I'm going to disconnect this. I'm going to cycle it up to information. Actually, no, I'm going to bring up Vancouver International first, then I'm going to cycle it to information Golf, and we are landing West Flow.
IFR approaches ILS or visual runway 26 right and runway 26 left. Simultaneous. Parallel. ILS approaches in use. Departures runway 26 left.
I honestly don't know why it was doing that. I clicked on something that made it do that, and I don't even know what I clicked on. I'm just trying to figure it out here. I know there's a way to change it, but I forget. I might have to do this. No. And there's a way to change stuff, but I don't remember how to do it in this. It'll do for now. See, spacing's fine really at this point. There's lots of space between the subsequent arrivals here. Now let's see how this guy's doing here. He's going out Mike now, or going out Tango now. He's going to move on to Mike next. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here and just watch this flow of arrivals here. WestJet 3327 Vancouver. Information is Golf. Plan runway 26 right for arrival.
Plan 26 right for arrival. WestJet 3327 will pick up the ATC.
Air Canada 2941 Vancouver. Information current Golf in Vancouver. Plan 26 right for arrival.
26 right, wait on Golf. Air Canada 2941.
And WestJet 1425, the same for you. Information Golf is now current in Vancouver. Plan 26 right.
WestJet 1425, checking Golf and 26 right.
Do I know anything about the Newbie-friendly event on Saturday? Sorry, I keep on having to flip screens to obviously watch what I'm doing here, so I keep on missing large parts of the chat here. I do not know anything about the Newbie event on Saturday, but I don't know anything about it other than what I've literally just read just now, just from searching for it. But I guess on oh, this is actually out of date. Sorry, this is an old one. Let's see here. If you know the name of the event, I can look it up. But anyways, you know, if there's a new person event and you're feeling at all uncomfortable, it's exactly what they're designed for. They're designed to be easier days where the experienced pilots are encouraged to kind of go elsewhere to let the controllers have a little bit more time with the new pilots, and tonight would be a great night for that too. I'm not busy right now. There's a little bit of stuff going on here, but there's nothing too crazy going on. Oh, this Air Canada 82206 is back. He's going to depart Prince George and go all the way back to Vancouver. Perfect. Let's see, Prince George variable at 4. Yeah, I'll stick with runway 15. That's cool. But yeah, tonight would be a great night to come on if you'd like. Everybody's more than welcome. It's not super busy. There's some steady traffic, but nothing that will stand in the way of getting some good service and hopefully getting some help and some tips if you need them along the way. WestJet 3327 Vancouver, when ready, descend 12-2000 on Vancouver altimeter 3001.
Descend 12,000, WestJet 3327.
So yeah, if you want to, and you're totally welcome to, you can come on down. I've got quite a few quiet airports where you don't have to worry about too much other traffic. Victoria, like I said, is one. Kelowna is another. Even Prince George, there's one guy getting ready to depart Prince George. Oh, I closed that. I forgot I closed that window, but I will get it back here. There he is. The same guy who landed in Prince George about 15 minutes ago. I guess he reset the plane, dialed a new flight plan, and he's on his way back to Vancouver. So yeah, it's going to be it should be a pretty steady evening anyways. I don't think it's going to be super busy, but definitely yeah, one thing I'm happy to say, and I did get a couple of comments from a couple of people on my Vatsim tutorial videos, a couple of people that said that, hey, I watched the video and I did go on and I tried it and had my first successful flight on Vatsim, and congratulations and nice job, and you know, thanks for getting on there. Like honestly, it's a little bit selfish me putting out the tutorial video because it's all about trying to get more traffic into the Vatsim network and you know, build the network, because I enjoy controlling on the network. The more traffic there is in the network overall, then the happier I am. So it's a bit selfish, but I still think it's a lot of fun to get on Vatsim. There's so much good community and such a good chance to learn a whole bunch of skills. It's so much fun. Air Canada 2941, when ready, descend 2000. The Vancouver altimeter 3001.
Descend 12,000 when ready, Air Canada 2941.
and it's part of the reason why I posted those tutorials, just to get people on the network. I find people, and it's funny, I posted them because I'd done a number of streams and people had commented on how intimidating the Vatsim network is, and I absolutely get that. If you're not familiar with how aviation works, I totally get that. It can be a very intimidating place, but at the end of the day, it's about having fun. So you know, we strive for a high level of realism, but it's at the end of the day, it's about having fun. So if you make an error, you know, as long as it's an error made in good faith, most of the time controllers are not going to get too mad at you. If it's really busy and you're causing a lot of issues for other people, then they may start to get a little frustrated. But most of the time, especially if it's kind of quieter, the controllers are more than happy to try and help you figure stuff out. It's only usually during a major event, and not a beginner event, but like across the pond, or even just a Friday night ops or something big where you're getting.
Vancouver Center, good afternoon. Air Canada A206 at stand number 1, requesting IFR to Vancouver International.
Air Canada 8206 Vancouver Center, you're cleared to Vancouver via the Prince George 5 departure. Vector's Castle flight plan route, depart runway 15, squawk code 0752.
Clear to Vancouver International via Prince George 5 departure, runway 15, squawk 0752, Air Canada A206.
Air Canada 8206, your readback is correct. Information is, I'm sorry, we don't have any information in Prince George right now, but Prince George winds are light and variable. The altimeter 3026. Call me when you're ready for taxi.
Local, Air Canada 8206.
Amazingly, the Airbus is outpacing the 737.
Air Canada Center 6, holding short runway 26 left.
Air Canada 706, fly runway heading, contact me airborne. Winds are 300 at 12, cleared for takeoff, runway 26 left.
Fly runway heading, report when airborne, clear for takeoff, runway 26, Air Canada 706.
Okay, so I'd say I'm going to close this now because it seems like all the Kelowna people are gone. I can probably also close this one, at least temporarily. I'm sure we'll get some more Kelowna people sooner than later, but it's so dim sometimes, and I've got a little bit of backlighting going on behind the screen here that I have a hard time even reading it sometimes. WestJet 3327, descend 9,000.
Descend 9,000, WestJet 3327.
Greetings from Costa Rica. Quick question, how ATC knows if a pilot is on XP or MSFS? Thanks. That's an excellent question. In general, if we don't have to know. I don't know right now. The only way I know per se maybe what a pilot is on is by the type of airplane they're flying. I make some educated guesses sometimes who is flying which sim just based on the types of aircraft, knowing especially that Microsoft Flight Simulator does not have an excessive number of aircraft available at this point in time. So if I was as a betting man, I would bet that these three people are probably not at Microsoft Flight Simulator because it's two 3.7s and a 319. So I would guess they're P3D, maybe X-plane. There are ways to kind of find out. You can actually look up information about the client. So I can't actually see what sim anybody is using per se, but what I can do is I can look at what client they're using. Unfortunately, right now, some of the clients do not provide as much information as they are supposed to. And if that's the case, then I don't know. I honestly don't know. If they don't tell me, I don't know. The only thing I can usually guess is based on what airplanes they're flying. So I know if I see a DC-6 out there, 9 times out of 10 these days, it's Microsoft Flight Simulator because people are flying PMDG. TBMs, the CJ4, the ones that are common in Flight Simulator, then I kind of make that assumption. And if people are VFR flying, I kind of make an assumption they're flying Microsoft Flight Simulator. But in terms of that's about the only way I can really guess, and it's just purely an educated guess, is I guess based on what type of aircraft I see them flying. Air Canada 2941, continue descent 9,000.
Descend 9,000, Air Canada 2941.
WestJet 1425 Vancouver, when ready to send 12,000, the Vancouver altimeter 3001.
WestJet 1425 descending 12,000, altimeter 3001.
WestJet 3327, descend 7,000.
Descend 7,000, WestJet 3327.
Canada 706 airborne.
Air Canada 706, say passing altitude.
Air Canada 706 passing 1,500.
Air Canada 706, thank you very much. Identified, continue climb 16,000.
Climb 16,000, Air Canada 706.
Air Canada 706, at 3,000 feet, turn right, direct Powell on course.
At 3,000, direct on course, Air Canada 706.
Alright, what else we got? Oh, you guys are chatting like crazy in here. What is the most common mistake that novice Vatsim users make that I should avoid? Okay, and then Anna, you've got a question as well, so let me answer Neil's question first. Most common error. There's a whole ream of common errors I see, so to pick one most common would be a little bit challenging. Okay, probably one of the most common errors we see that really kind of bugs us a lot is people that don't actually read the charts. So people who take off on a SID that says, where the SID says fly runway heading, maintain 7,000, like the Vancouver 1 departure does, and what they'll do is they'll take off, and at 400 feet, because they've got their LNAV engaged on their A320, they'll immediately start turning towards their first fix, even though they agreed to fly the SID, which said fly runway heading and expect radar vectors to that fix. That is probably the biggest mistake we see, and not just novice people make. Even experienced Vatsimmers do it all the time, and it's not necessarily the biggest mistake, but it's so common that it becomes very frustrating to deal with. Every second person does it. WestJet 3327, descend 5,000.
Descend 5,000, WestJet 3327.
So that becomes very frustrating to deal with. So probably the biggest thing, is just, make sure you read the charts. Ask questions. If you don't have access to the charts, say so. We can deal with that. We can find other things. We can give people other instructions if you don't have access to the charts. But if you don't say anything, we don't know. We kind of assume and kind of hope you have some knowledge. WestJet 3327, descend 3,000 via Goreg, cleared the ILS 26 right.
Descend 3,000 via Goreg, cleared ILS 26 right approach, WestJet 3327.
Air Canada 2941, descend 7,000.
Descend 7,000, Air Canada 2141.
Yeah, so if that's the biggest tip I can give to new people, it's definitely read the charts if you can. So if you have access to Navigraph and you have the Navigraph charts, great, use those. If not, there's generally free charts available for most airports around the world. One great resource in North America is flightplan.com. If you've never been to it, it's a real-world website used by real-world pilots to file flight plans. But there's the link to it right there. But it's flightplan, FLTplan.com. If you sign up, you don't even have to sign up for an account to get access to all the FAA charts. You can just view all the FAA's charts for free online. If you sign up, you can also view all the Canadian charts as well. It's free to sign up. It doesn't cost you anything. They just want you to have an account if you're actually viewing the Canadian charts. But it's totally free. You can see all the charts online for free. So Anna said, wait, so if you're playing MSFS, do you see people in X-plane physically? Yes, on Vatsim, you should see all of the pilots that are flying near you, assuming that it loads correctly. So the way it works is your client is sent information. Your client sends information about where you are, your speed, your heading, your altitude, your all that stuff to the Vatsim network. But then it also receives information from the Vatsim network about all the other airplanes that are flying around you. Usually within a set distance, it's usually about 40 miles, which would be more than far enough that you could see. 20 to 40 miles. So any airplane that's within that range is going to send you information about the type of airplane, the airline. It's going to tell you the call sign. So through the call sign, you're going to get the airline. Like you would see, like here, WestJet 3327. Your computer would see WestJet 3327. It would see B738. So it would look through its list of aircraft that it has available in the sim, and it would say, do I have a WestJet 737? No. Do I have any 737s? Yes, I'll show a 737. No, I don't have any 737s. I'll show a generic twin jet aircraft. So it'll go through multiple iterations to try and find the correct aircraft type. But yeah, you should see, it doesn't matter what sim you're flying. Your sim does not know what sim the other person is flying. It just knows that an aircraft at this call sign is at this altitude at this location, and your sim will try to draw that aircraft at that location. WestJet 1425, descend 9,000.
WestJet 1425, descending 9,000.
There are certain aircraft it won't draw if it can't figure out at all what it's trying to draw. So if someone puts their type code in incorrectly, if instead of putting A319 they write out Airbus AIRBUS 3319, the sims wouldn't understand that. They're looking for the 4-letter code. Likewise, if it's not a real airline code, it may not be able to find it. So it won't draw every airplane 100%, but Vatsim will try to send the information to your sim. Your sim will try to draw those.
Sensor 6, we're having some issues with the autopilot. No, yeah.
Air Canada 706, do you require any assistance?
It should be okay. We're just working with the altitude right now, Air Canada 706.
Okay, Air Canada 706, if you can't get a climb going, you're heading towards some higher terrain. So if you're unable to start climbing again, I'd suggest you turn left heading 240 to avoid terrain.
240, Air Canada 706.
WestJet 1320, correction, 3327. The Vancouver winds 300 to 12. You're clear to land, runway 26 right.
WestJet 3327.
Yeah, Air Canada 706. Either turn right now, left 240, or climb to at least above 7,000. Right now, terrain in your area is 7,000.
Climb to 7,000, Air Canada 706.
Air Canada 2941, descend 5,000.
Send 5,000, Air Canada wind 41.
All right, what are you guys chatting about in here? Oh gosh, you guys are talking a lot here. Bill, thank you just very much for the love. I appreciate that. I try to put out interesting and useful videos to people, and I know it's been a long time since I've gotten a stream going. So, and I apologize if the stream is of poor quality today. I'm not at home, so my internet connection may not be the best. I think it's fast enough to support this stream, but there is a chance that I will, that it might be lower quality than I usually get. It seems the software says it's going okay, so I'm hoping it's going to be okay. But if it's not, I apologize. Air Canada 2941, descend 3,000 via Goreg, cleared the ILS 24, correction 26 right.
26 right at Goreg, Air Canada 2941.
Air Canada 706, thanks for the climb there. You've got more high terrain ahead, so keep the climb going as best you can, at least through 10,000, and you're cleared to climb all the way up to flight level 320.
Cleared up to flight level 320, Air Canada 706.
Just going to zoom out on my overall view here to see that there's nothing else sneaking into my airspace here. Nope, good. All right, I wonder how you mix helis in the arrival and departures, or is it not common in Vatsim? Yes, to answer your second point first, no, helicopters are not common in Vatsim. They're not really commonly done in a lot of flight sims, so they don't exist in Microsoft. Well, no, there is a helicopter Microsoft Flight Simulator, I stand corrected. There is one payware helicopter Microsoft Flight Simulator so far, but yeah, they're not common on Vatsim, but they do exist. There's different strategies for mixing helicopters with everything else. The easiest strategy is to try and give them to a different runway or keep them off the runways altogether, because they can just depart vertically. They can depart directly off an apron and they can remain clear of the runway. So if your runways are busy, it is possible for helicopters to depart directly from an apron or land on an apron without ever going over a runway. However, for logic, it helps if you kind of organize it somewhat similar to how everyone else is sort of flying. So WestJet 3327, left turn on Mike 4 if you got it, and say your gate.
Left turn, Mike 4, stand by for the gate, WestJet 3327.
WestJet 1425, descend 7,000. WestJet 1425, descend 7,000. And I blocked you, just WestJet 1425, confirm 7,000.
1425, I found 7,000.
Thank you. So yeah, it's easier if you kind of have them flying the same pattern as everybody else, and you can get a helicopter to do a circuit. You'll just need to give them a little more space, basically, at the end of the day. Most of the time, Vatsim is not so busy that there's not enough space to squeeze in or out a helicopter. They just need a little more space, you know, from aircraft that might be going a little faster behind them. But it's the same as with any kind of.
WestJet 3327 will be heading to gate 8 today at the main terminal.
WestJet 3327, okay, all the way down to gate 8. Let's make it Victor Hotel Delta Echo to get into gate 8.
Victor Hotel Delta Echo, Westjet taxi 28.
All right, so he's going to come Victor Hotel Delta Echo Gate 8. Yeah, really mixing in helicopters is no different than mixing in, you know, some slower turboprops or piston-powered VFRs with some faster jets. You just have to anticipate, give some space. What you can do, there are some good tools we have.
Vancouver Center, Air Canada 8206, ready to taxi.
Air Canada 8206 Vancouver, the Prince George winds are still showing variable, and altimeter 3026, runway 15. I can't tell, are you facing north or south on the apron there?
Standby, Air Canada 8206. I am facing north, Air Canada 8206.
Air Canada 8206, thank you very much. For runway 16, taxi apron at your discretion. Charlie, backtrack runway 01 across 06 and hold short of 16, correction of 15. Getting confused by my different airports.
Taxi Charlie, backtrack runway 01, cross 06, and hold short of runway 15, Air Canada 8206.
Roger. Air Canada 2941, I can't remember if I gave it to you. The winds are 300 at 12, clear to land 26 right.
Clear to land 26 right, Air Canada 2941.
And WestJet 1425, descend at 3000 via Gore, cleared ILS 26 right.
WestJet 1425, descending 3000 and cleared ILS runway 26 right.
The only trouble with Vancouver is terrain is a huge issue here. So these guys coming down this arrival, it's very hard to tell because the font is very faint, but there are vectoring altitudes here. There's terrain altitudes I have to keep people above, which if I'm not constantly giving them the descent at the right moment, they end up a little bit high. So hopefully he's going to be able to get down in time. I may have left him a little high too long, but I was just distracted by other things obviously going on. Let's see here. In terms of flight charts in VR, it's even better since you have a window attached to a controller, like holding a piece of paper, and also dot the window anywhere. Yeah, if you're using Microsoft Flight Simulator especially, I love the fact that Navigraph charts have been integrated into Microsoft Flight Simulator. That is a beautiful thing. As a streamer, I love that because now I no longer am dragging my browser window over my stream, over my flight sim, over my stream, and then like the second I click on something else in the flight sim, the browser goes away. Now it's in the flight sim, so I can have the window and I can dock it anywhere. And if that's working for you in VR too, which I hope is the plan, and I hope that's how it works.
Air Canada 706, we fixed our autopilot, so we're good now.
Air Canada 706, perfect, glad to hear it. And if you need any assistance, let me know.
Roger that, thank you, Air Canada 706.
And I didn't even see, wow, WestJet got to the gate really fast there. I don't know how he got to the gate so fast. Let's see here. Stream quality is fine. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. Right now it's showing good. I just see every once in a while it kind of pauses for a second here, the chat, and so I'm wondering if it's just my connection is not as good as it normally is. Backtrack. What does backtrack on a runway mean? Backtrack means pretty much exactly that. It means tracking backwards on a runway. So I actually gave him the instruction incorrectly, because what I should have said is backtrack runway 19. So backtrack is basically when you're going opposite the direction that you would be taking off in. So normally you kind of, when you say backtrack, it would be like when this guy here, Canada 8206, landed here originally.
Yeah, 1041 is vacated on, I believe this is Delta, correction, Mike 2, taxi to gate 40.
Air Canada 2089-41, you got it. You're on Mike 2, so make the right turn on Mike and Juliet to gate 40.
Mike to Juliet to gate 40, Air Canada 2141.
Yeah, so when this guy landed in Prince George, he landed and then he had to turn around. He stopped about here, so he had to turn around to go back to get to the taxiway. So that's what backtracking is basically going the wrong way down a runway, especially when you're at an airport like this where there aren't parallel taxiways everywhere, where you have to go back on the runway to get back to wherever you need to get to on the apron. So that's what backtracking really is. Air Canada 8206, you can backtrack the full length of runway 15 if you need it. Contact me once you're airborne. The Prince George winds showing light and variable, clear for takeoff, runway 15.
Backtrack if needed, clear to take off runway 15, we'll call 1 airborne, Air Canada 8206.
So I told him he can backtrack if required, so yeah, so if he needs the full length, he can go back on runway 15, turn around and take off, or he can take off here. It doesn't make a difference to me. I've got no traffic inbound, so if he takes a couple of extra minutes there at Prince George, it's not a problem for me. Well, WestJet 1425 Vancouver, the wind's now showing 290 at 13. You're clear to land, runway 26 right.
WestJet 1425, runway 26 right, clear to land.
I'm glad you guys find some of the tutorials useful. I haven't made any lately because I really don't know what other topics to talk about. I was kind of debating a little bit about kind of an IFR primer for Vatsim, how to call for a clearance, some of the common mistakes we see. One other thing that really kind of bugs me a little bit, and it's not a big deal, but it's something that is, I see it a lot with rookies doing it, and I'm not trying to harp on anybody, but filing an IFR flight plan that is direct to somewhere halfway around the world. Like I'm takeoff from Vancouver and I have no waypoints. It's like my flight plan is Vancouver direct Sydney, Australia, and it's like you can do it in the GPS age, you can do it, but the trouble with that is that like as controllers, like we kind of need waypoints to sort of map ourselves around, I guess. We need waypoints to kind of reference so we know where we are, what we're doing, what you're trying to do. If you just say direct to somewhere, like we can draw it on the screen, but it's a little easier if we know there's certain fixes, and especially departing and leaving certain airports where it's very busy, we kind of need at least a few sort of waypoints, fixes for us to sort of keep you separate from other traffic. So finding good flight plans can be challenging. I'll 100% acknowledge that. There's not a whole lot of good information out there on. I won't say that. It can be challenging to find if you don't know what you're looking for. But there's a lot of good information out there on the internet. And at the end of the day, FlightAware and SimBrief are two really great resources for finding flight plans. FlightAware.com has, of course, all the real-world flights on there. So if you're copying a route that a real-world flight does, you can generally copy their flight plan. And as long as your aircraft has the right equipment, you can fly it. SimBrief, if you've never seen it, is a great flight planning website. I promote it in a lot of my videos because it is really fantastic. It's one of those things where I can't believe somebody created something this good and doesn't even charge for it. That's probably the thing that really blows me out of the water about it. When I didn't find SimBrief for quite a few years, and then one day somebody told me about it.
Vancouver Center, Air Canada 8206, airborne passing 3,800 feet.
Air Canada 8206, you're identified. Continue climb, flight level 370. Continue runway heading for now.
Flight level 370, Air Canada 8206.
Okay, so 7,600. He needs to reach 7,600 before I turn him on course. And what is he? He's Castle LED, the Whistler 6, yeah. Air Canada 8206, passing 8,000 feet. Proceed direct Castle on course. Air Canada 8206, passing 8,000 feet. Proceed direct Castle on course.
Passing 8,000 feet, direct Castle, proceed on course. Air Canada 8206, thank you.
So I gave him 8,000 before proceeding on course because of terrain. So I looked at a chart and I found the terrain altitude around Prince George, and so I need him to climb to that terrain altitude, that minimum altitude above terrain before he can turn on course. So that's why I didn't give it to him right away. I actually had to look it up. I was not 100% sure what the altitude was around Prince George. All right, we got another one here. What is this? Skyway? No. I forget what UKV is, and I've heard it before. I forget what he is though. So I'm going to assign him a squawk code here. He's going to Denver. 370 is the correct altitude, and Watcom Cruiser would be a good route. You see it here. Watcom Cruiser is a good route out of Vancouver. So I'm just looking at routes and I'm trying to approve them kind of as they go here. You get kind of familiar with the various routes after a while in various directions. And like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't really know anything much beyond Cruiser here. So Cruiser, Watcom, Cruiser, and then I'm unfamiliar with WEDAC and Tofu and the Flat Eye too, but the first part of the flight plan for my section of airspace is pretty good. In the real world, they have flight planning computers, and it crunches the whole flight plan and sees if any part of it is invalid or is not a preferred routing, and it kind of deals with it that way. Obviously, in Vatsim, we don't have any flight planning computers that have.
1425, vacated via Mike 6 and requesting gate 15.
And WestJet 1425. Okay, turn right on Mike, then taxi hotel and golf to runway to gate 15.
WestJet 1425, right on Mike and hotel, then golf, stand 15.
Yeah. I lost my train of thought. We don't have a flight planning computer that crunches all these things together and figures out what's a good route. The only kind of flight planning we really do is just eyeballing it. It's human beings actually looking at it who are familiar with the airspace, and we look at it and we see what's good, what's familiar, and we see what's completely useless. The only kind of things we have to help us out are we have the ability to draw the flight plans. The system will process the flight plan and draw it on the screen for us so we can see what it looks like and getting a sense of it. But yeah, otherwise it's just us literally reading it and recognizing the common shapes that we're used to. Okay, what else here? I don't know how to read charts and do IFR yet, just circuits. So, you know, and it takes practice. Do I need to take the ICAO 4 English exam in order to fly in Europe and America? I assume you're talking about Vatsim since we're on Vatsim right now. I don't believe there is any kind of language exam anyways. In the real world, you have to have English proficiency. I'm English speaking since I was born, so I honestly don't know too much about it. I'm just proficient, and it's just automatically assumed on my on my license that I'm proficient. So I apologize that I'm not. I really honestly can't answer that question. I don't know. You do have to be pretty English proficient to fly. I don't know if you have to pass the exams or not to get in to be able to fly in the area. I imagine it depends on the airlines you're working for, because a lot of airlines as well, larger airlines, will have English-speaking crews that specifically fly on the overseas flights into the English-speaking countries, and certain pilots may, you know, the captain may not speak English, but then other people on the crew will speak English, so there may be like people who are almost literally there just to translate. I honestly don't know the question to that. So as far as reading IFR charts, yeah, that's an art form in and of itself. It takes a little while to get used to it, for sure, and to kind of understand what it's trying to tell you and convey to you. It absolutely is a little bit. It can be a little bit challenging. I understand that. There are quite a few good videos out there on YouTube to help you out. At the end of the day, it kind of comes down to reading a lot of it, especially some things are easier, some things are more challenging. So I'm going to take an example here. So if you're flying IFR, most airports now you're going to get a SID, which is a standard instrument departure. And actually, I've got one up here right now anyways, so I'm just going to show you guys this one right now. Pardon me. Okay, let's see, if I do this, this should put... There we go. That's what I'm looking for. So there's my Navigraph chart anyways. Hopefully you can see it all here. Let me just... I think the overlay is... No, the overlay doesn't bring any of it. Okay, so this is a pretty typical SID. Prince George... so here's the airport information. So Prince George, British Columbia. The airport is Charlie Yankee X-Ray Sierra. It's Prince George Airport. It is a SID here, and this is just a plate number, so every plate at each airport gets a unique number in Jeppson's system anyway, so 10-3, and the effective date is the 5th of February of 2021. So the center frequency that you'll probably need after you depart is 133.8, so that's just for reference. You'll be told to switch frequencies anyways. It gives you the airport elevation. It gives you some important note to the top. Transition altitude, which in North America is always 18,000. Safe altitude within 100 miles is 12,800, so if you have any kind of a failure and you're not sure exactly where you are, as long as you're within 100 miles of Prince George, if you climb to 12,800, you will clear all terrain. Note number 2, high terrain to the east of the airport, and you can see that right here. The airport's at 2,200 feet, and then about 5 or 10 miles east of the airport, or probably about 5 miles east of the airport, there's a hill up to 4,300, so there's a 2,000-foot hill here. Contact Vancouver Center after passing 3,200, so it actually tells you exactly when to contact Vancouver Center. Prince George 5 departure, and this CYXS 5 is just the code that would appear in your FMS, so that's what you look for in the FMS if you want to fly this departure. It's a vector departure, which just means basically you're going to fly a heading, and you're going to be told when to turn on course. And it gives you a nice little diagram view of exactly what to do depending on which runway you take off from. So this guy took off from runway 15. You can see it says in the diagram right here, 153 heading. And it just has arrows here, and these just mean that you're going to get vectored on course. So you fly this heading until the controller tells you to turn on course. If there's no ATC on Vatsim that day, then okay, then you turn yourself on course when you're ready. You become your own ATC if nobody's online. But if the controller's online, just do what the SID says. And it even says it down here at the bottom as well. So runway 15, initial climb, heading 153, altitude, maintain 8,000 or as assigned. So ATC may assign you something different, but if they haven't assigned you something different, do exactly what's written on the chart. Runway 15, climb heading 153, maintain 8,000. You'll call them once you're airborne, and then they'll give you a turn en route once it's safe. And routing, it just says down here, expect radar vectors to defile their assigned route. That's pretty much it. You can see, so this is the airport in the middle, the airport diagram. There is a little, here's one of the nav aids. Prince George NDB is right here, so they're just giving it to you as a reference because you'll see these red numbers around here. These are what are called the MSA, or the minimum sector altitude, and they are based on this NDB. You can see they radiate out here from the NDB, and what it's telling you is the safe altitude in each of these sectors away from the airport. So if you depart runway 153, runway 15 on the heading 153, you're going to climb in this direction. The minimum safe altitude over here is 7,600. So you keep climbing on runway heading until you get to 7,600. And when you get to 7,600, you've cleared all the terrain in this area within 25 miles of this point. So imagine a circle 25 miles around this point, divided into these quadrants. If you took off on this runway over here, on, what is this, runway 24, I guess is the direction. So runway 24, if you took off over here, initially you'd be in 51, but eventually you get into a 5,900 foot safe altitude, so you wouldn't have to climb as high to clear the terrain. So it's just giving you a reference of where the terrain is. If you have any kind of emergency, you know what the safe altitudes are, so that you can climb to those safe altitudes, and then you won't hit any terrain. You can circle around and come back and land again, but it's always telling you. There's also a nice little handy arrow that always points to the highest terrain that's put on the chart here. So kind of lots of information on here. The biggest thing is read what the actual routings are, so the actual initial routing and the initial altitude. There is also some other information on here. There may be specific climb gradients. Runway 15 requires a minimum climb gradient of 410 feet per nautical mile to 5,400, which translates to, if you're doing 150 knot ground speed, that 410 translates to you have to climb at 1,025 feet per minute. So it kind of provides a little translation for you. So sometimes it's just a question of just reading it to sort of understand these things. I'm just going to have a quick look around, but nothing much is happening at the Vancouver airport right now. Good. Okay, just making sure. It's kind of quiet. Good thing you guys are asking some questions. Alright, I'm going to put us back on.
Vancouver Centre, Skyways 3036, gate 23 at Vancouver, request IFR to Denver, type is 737-700, altimeter 3001, with information off.
Skyways 3036, Vancouver Centre, good evening. You're cleared to Denver via the Vancouver 1 departure. Radar vectors to Watcom flight plan route. Depart runway 26 left, squawk code 0730.
Clear to Denver via the Vancouver 1 departure, runway 26, vectors to initial waypoint, squawking 0730, Skyway 3036.
And Skyways 3036, I believe your readback's all correct. It kind of broke up a little bit on the runway, just confirmed 26 left as the departure runway.
Apologies for that, apologies for that, runway 26 left for departure, Skyways 3036.
Skyways 3036, thanks. The readback is all correct. Information golf is current. Push back and start up at your discretion and call me when ready for taxi.
Roger, push back at discretion and we'll give you a call back in a minute. Thank you, Skyways 3036.
Alright, at the end of the day, the charts are, there's a lot of stuff on there, but there's a couple things you're trying to figure out. You're trying to figure out the routing and the altitudes, and read the notes. If in doubt, ask questions. As a controller, I'll say this 100 times. I would much rather, if you're unsure about something, just ask. Just ask me a question. Just private message. If you don't know how to do private message, literally you type .chat, period, CHAT space, and then whoever you want to private message. You type out their call sign and you can actually start a private message conversation with them. You know, if you have questions about the SID, if you don't understand 100% what it's telling you, or you're not sure you understand it, you can always ask questions. I would rather have someone come to me and ask a question first and then get some clarification than take off and do the wrong thing. And I don't get mad. I get a little frustrated sometimes when people do the wrong thing. It's more just, especially when it starts to impinge on other people. So if you take off and you turn immediately after takeoff, and then you're cutting off somebody else who's in front of you, and you're not really paying attention to what's going on, that's what really kind of frustrates me. So, you know, I've seen a lot of stuff on Vatsim, and I've learned to deal with it. And I get frustrated from time to time, but I try not to let it get to me. But definitely when you're having an impact on other people's enjoyment of the network, that's when I start to get frustrated, and I start to kind of take a little bit more of an aggressive stance with people. There are lots of good videos on YouTube to kind of explain a lot of this stuff, and in Canada especially, most of the SIDs are generally simple. So the SIDs, the departures, are usually 90% of them. In Canada, 95% of them are vector SIDs. So I'm going to use an example of the more complicated ones now. So Toronto's got some of the most complicated SIDs in Canada. They have these weird little kind of hybrid SIDs, and these are the ones that give people a lot of trouble. So I'm going to go into Toronto. I'm going to take an example here of the kept at 2 departure off of runway 24 right. If I can throw this back onto the screen again here. Let's see here. I do that. There we go. Yeah, so the kept at 2 departure here in Toronto it's a weird hybrid SID. It's a vector SID and an RNAV SID. And this is one where really reading what it says really kind of explains. The map does not explain it, and if you just load the FMS, this is what a lot of people do, and this is what frustrates me, is people will just simply, they'll get a clearance and they'll just type it into their FMS, and then that's it. They won't read the chart at all, and the chart is the procedure. The FMS is just there to help you, but this is the actual procedure. So to show you very commonly what we see on Vatsim all the time and what frustrates people to no end. So you have this one where there are some RNAV waypoints in the SID, but there's also a vector leg. So the key is really to read what it says here in the corner when it talks about the initial climb. So if we're departing, say, 24 right here in Toronto, unless otherwise assigned by ATC, climb heading 237 to 1,000 feet, climbing left turn heading 235 or as assigned, and expect radar vectors to savor or as assigned, then proceed via the depicted route. So unless ATC tells you something different, initially you climb 237 till you get to 1,000 feet, then a very slight left turn heading 235, and then continue on that 235 heading and expect vectors to savor. So ATC is going to tell you when to turn to savor based on spacing from aircraft ahead and terrain clearance and all that other stuff. And what we see so often in Toronto is people take off, they're cleared on this departure, and what they do is they often see in their FMS there's a discontinuity, there's a vector leg in here, and then there's usually a break in the flight plan, a discontinuity. And what do? They delete the discontinuity without ever looking at the chart. The discontinuity is there for a reason, because you're supposed to do this, and then you're supposed to wait till ATC tells you to do the next thing. And so they delete the discontinuity, they take off, and they don't take off in heading mode, they take off in nav mode, in LNAV. And what the aircraft ends up doing is it gets to about 400 feet, and it immediately turns directly to savor, which is not what the instructions down here say. It's not what the chart actually says to do. And we see it all the time, and especially if you're following somebody else who's also going down the same route. If they are waiting to the appropriate altitude to start turning, because you're not supposed to start turning until 3,600 feet in Toronto because of noise abatement, if they start their turn right here at 400 feet, but the person in front of them didn't start their turn until they got to 3,600 feet, all of a sudden you guys are both pointed at savor, and you're both going to get there at the same time. So it's super important to read and understand the SID, and if you have a question about it, ask. But this is one of the most common issues we see is people, and it happens in Vancouver too, where people just take off and immediately at 400 feet they take off with nav mode armed when they're actually supposed to be flying a heading. If you're supposed to be flying a heading, take off in heading mode. Put it in heading mode, dial in the heading you're supposed to have, take off in heading mode, and then when the guy says, okay, now clear direct savor flight plan route, or savor on course, then you hit direct, savor, and you put it in nav mode, and then at some point over here, it's going to start the turn. But take off in heading mode if you're supposed to be in heading. It's probably the most common thing we see, and we see it in Vancouver all the time here. In Vancouver, the SID, people read back the Vancouver 1 departure, and here it is, and all it is, right down here, say 26 left and right. Climb heading 263 or as assigned by ATC. Maintain 7000 or as assigned and expect radar vectors to file assigned route. 263 heading until ATC tells you what to do next. We see people all the time take off, and at 400 feet their LNAV engages and they start turning on course and putting themselves in the way of other aircraft. So that's probably one of the things it's one of my biggest pet peeves about Vatsim is read the charts. If you're going to accept this chart, and if you accept the Vancouver 1 departure, you've accepted this chart. You haven't accepted what's in the FMS, you've accepted this chart. Read this chart. If you can't do it, say so. We'll find something else. We'll find a different departure. We'll find a different thing to do. But if you don't understand something, say something, please. Don't take off in LNAV mode is my other general rule of thumb. Okay, enough ranting. I'm sorry, I ranted a lot longer than I should have on that. Air Canada 8206, information in Vancouver is still showing golf. Plan runway 26 right for arrival.
Could we get runway 26 left, please? Air Canada 8206.
Air Canada 8206, your wish is my command because it's awfully quiet out there tonight. Plan runway 26 left.
Roger, plan runway 26 left. Could we start initial descent, Air Canada 8206?
Air Canada 8206, when ready, descend flight level 240.
240, Air Canada 8206, thank you.
And while I'm just looking here, I've got another airplane on the ground in Vancouver, so I'm just going to have a quick look over here at this guy in 402. So AD6 Kesta, UNT, I don't even know where UNT is, but AD6 Kesta is a pretty normal route. Oh yeah, there's UNT. So that looks good. He's going to Winnipeg. It's an eastbound flight, odd altitude. That looks good. We're going to give him 26 left for departure on the Vancouver 1 and assign him a squawk code. And while we're at it, let's just check out on the ground. It looks like the Skyways did push back, so he's going to be calling for taxi very soon. There we go. Everybody on Vatsim is basically on the same server. There are 7 different servers in Vatsim, but everybody is on the same system, is on the same network. So I don't even know what server these guys are connected to. But everyone there's a backbone that runs behind the scenes along the internet backbones that connects the 7 different servers. So the 7 different Vatsim servers, I think there's 7 of them now, are like front ends. They're like front doors. Everyone sort of enters through those front doors, but everybody on Vatsim is everybody who's on any Vatsim server is visible to everybody else on the network, unless there's a network issue, which happens periodically, and the network sometimes splits in two when the various servers lose connection to each other. But there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I was right, 7 servers. But there are 7 Vatsim servers. No matter which one you connect to, you're going to see all the traffic on the rest of the Vatsim network. The servers talk to each other behind the scenes, and so you'll see everybody, regardless of the sim they're in and regardless of the server they're on. You'll see everybody who's connected to Vatsim because...
Vancouver Center, Canadian 402, radio check.
Canadian 402, 5x5.
Okay, not sure what's happening with voice before, but we can hear you now, so seems like it's working. Canadian 402, IFR clearance to Winnipeg, information golf.
Canadian 402, you're cleared to Winnipeg via the Vancouver 1 departure, radar vectors, AD6 on course. Depart runway 26 left and squawk 0756. And then I lost him.
Clear to Winnipeg, Vancouver 1 departure, radar vectors, AD6, and on course, runway 26 and squawk 0756, Canadian 402.
And Canadian 402, your readback is correct. It's runway 26 left. Push and start at your discretion. Call ready for taxi.
My bad, 26 left, and we'll give you a call for taxi, Canadian 402.
And the other thing...
Vancouver Centre, Skyways 3036 is ready for taxi.
Skyways 3036 Vancouver, information is Kilo, and runway 26 left, the altimeter 2999er, taxi out Golf, Hotel Delta, hold short 26 left.
Roger, Good. Taxi via Hotel Delta 426 left, with no information Kilo, and Delta is 2999, Skyway 36.
Yeah, so the other thing about Vatsim is that it doesn't matter what sim you're flying. It doesn't matter if you're on X-Plane, Microsoft Flight Simulator, Prepared, FSX, the other people who are connected to the network do not know what sim you're on, what sim you're flying, or what sim your aircraft is in. All they know is your call sign and the type of aircraft and your location and everything, but they don't know what sim you're flying. So your sim will draw an airplane in your sim based on this information. So to use the example here on the ground, the Canadian 402 is a, I don't even know what he is, hold on, he's a Canadian 402 is an A310. I don't know what sim he's flying, but let's just say he's flying an X-Plane. If he's an X-Plane, all that the Vatsim client tells him is that over here at this gate there is a 737 under the Skyway's 3036 call sign, and it will try to draw a 737. It'll look for a UKV paint job, and if it doesn't find one, it might just draw a generic 737, but it doesn't know what sim this guy's flying. So everybody on the Vatsim network can see everybody regardless of the sim they're flying. Yeah, Pilot Edge, they do pay their air traffic controllers. I don't know how much they pay them. So you'll get better coverage for sure. You'll get more people online, but the trouble with that is that there's an inherent limitation of scale with that, and I think Pilot Edge ran into that already and is really, I think.
Vancouver Center, WestJet 763.
WestJet 763, Vancouver, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sitting on the ground here in Prince Rupert looking for IFR clearance to Whitehorse.
All right, WestJet 763, let's see here. Prince Rupert, I'm showing winds of 330 at 11, gust 18, and the altimeter 3025. What runway are you planning for departure, and how long before you're ready?
WestJet 763 will be ready in about 10 minutes, and planning runway 31 for departure.
WestJet 763, you are clear to Whitehorse via your flight planned route. Depart runway 31, climb on course, maintain 12000 initially. Squawk code 0761. Your clearance is valid now, cancelled if not airborne by 2300 Zulu.
WestJet 763 cleared to Whitehorse as filed on flight plan route. Depart runway 31, maximum 12,000, squawk 0761, and this clearance is good until 2300 Zulu.
WestJet 763, your readback is all correct. Prince Rupert, as I said, the winds are showing 330, 11 gust 18, altimeter 3025. You can switch back to the local frequency for the departure. Give me a call this frequency once you're airborne.
Call you when airborne, WestJet 763.
Okay, let's see, what are you guys chatting about now here? Yeah, so a Pilot Edge, really, I think they discovered that there's a limit to practically what they can get out of a subscription service, because as far as I know, their ATC is still very much limited to the western part of the US, and it's great to have a good solid ATC coverage with multiple controllers online like that, but there is a limit. I mean, even as a subscription service, there's a limit to how much money they have coming in, how much money they can pay controllers, and I think they're going to have a very hard trouble scaling up to the whole world, even scaling up to just the United States alone. Getting full coverage across the United States every day, 24 hours a day, or even just 12 hours a day, would amount to probably way more than they're ever going to take in. And that's, I don't want to disparage Pilot Edge, because I think it's a really neat idea, but that's what I sort of thought of it after a little while. Is I'm like, it's a great notion, and I would love to get paid to control here on Vatsim. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I enjoy doing it for fun anyways. It would just be great to get paid to enjoy what you're doing. But I see it just has a limit of scale. There's a certain limit to how much people can do on Pilot Edge, because I don't think they're ever going to get quite enough people who are willing to pay on a monthly basis, to get that ATC, especially when you get it for free on Vatsim and Iveo, and Postcon coming out, and there's so many alternatives that yeah, they're going to have a hard time ever scaling to cover more than the West Coast. If you want to just fly up and down Southern California and so forth and practice you know, your phraseology in a very highly realistic, always online kind of environment, then it works. And it's a model they found that has sort of worked, but I don't see it growing much bigger than it's grown already. Let's see here. As far as I know, FSX was reasonably accurate with its world locations. It wasn't perfect, but Skyways 3036 Vancouver, you can contact me once you're airborne. The winds are 290-13, clear for takeoff, runway 26 left.
Clear for takeoff, runway 26 left, and we'll give you a shout once we're airborne. Skyways 3036.
Air Canada 8206, at your discretion, continue descent 13,000, the Vancouver altimeter 2999er.
Continue descent 13,000 at my discretion, Air Canada 8206. Thank you.
I think FSX is more or less aligned because I used FSX with Vatsim when I first joined Vatsim way back in the day, and it's aligned just fine as far as I understand it, so I'm not sure where that came from. Yeah, maybe some of the scenery elements, but the airports were all more or less in the correct direction. When you would log on Vatsim, you were in the correct place in the airport, so maybe there was some scenery elements that were not correct in FSX. Certainly it was a lot lower quality scenery, but I think back to what it looked like in the day and compare that to what it looks like now, being in Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's just worlds apart. I forgot to put myself back up there when I was done showing you guys the web browser there. Not as much traffic as I would have thought. I thought, you know, we were. I would have thought being online at this time, I would have gotten more traffic by now. It kind of really picked up very quickly when I first logged on, and it's kind of just. It's not dead, but it's quiet still. We got a few.
Thank you for Santa Skyways 3036, passing 1,000 feet.
Skyways 3036 Vancouver, identified, continue climb 16,000.
Continue climb 16,000, Skyways 3036.
I would have thought it would have gotten a little busier though, honestly. It's a little bit disappointing, but what can you do? We'll take the traffic we can get. We got at least one guy airborne from Edmonton coming to Vancouver, and there's a second guy on the ground in Edmonton coming to Vancouver. So, and we got one guy going to Revelstoke here. I don't know if he's going VFR or what his deal is. So we got a few people inbound. It's not super busy, but Europe must have gone to bed because it went from about 1,000 connections on Vatsim, 1,100 connections when I started, to about 700. So. It's definitely petered out now. Skyways 3036, passing 3,000, turn left, direct Wacom on course.
Roger, passing 3,000, direct. Hotel, Uniform Hotel, Skyways 3036.
That's correct. I say Wacom without even thinking about it sometimes, and it doesn't occur to me that people may not be familiar with Wacom, so... I got two guys going to Revelstoke here. Let's see here. I have to find out if Revelstoke falls outside of my controlled airspace. The other nice thing about flightplan.com is that not only do they have approach charts, but they have all the VFR and IFR charts for North America loaded in their database as well. So, for example, I can go and do this. So I'm going to do this again here. So here is the IFR low charts. This is Calgary to Revelstoke. And Revelstoke is actually outside of controlled airspace. So if I zoom in here, this green area here is actually uncontrolled airspace below 12,500 here and 180 here. So, and I just know that from knowing the charts, having read them a million times. So they will actually, the approach will, I'm not even, yeah, there's got to be an approach because it wouldn't appear on the chart if there wasn't an approach. But they will disappear out of controlled airspace. anyways, I'm going to look up the charts here on my Navigraph really quickly. CYRV. There it is. And there's one approach into Revelstoke. Up at the end of this narrow valley. Oh, that's a good one there. I have never been to Revelstoke, BC, but just look at this chart makes me want to go check out the scenery. Not much there, but there's a lot of terrain right here, right beside the airport. It's at 1,457 feet, and right here, this terrain already hits 2,000, like not even a half mile east of the threshold of the runway. So there's some high terrain pretty close to this airport. Oh, that's going to be an interesting one to get into there. So they're either going to come in through Raggett or Ucknev. I'm going to guess they're coming in through Raggett. Let's switch back and check it out. So let's see, these guys are going, yeah, they're going Ravma, Uxup, Raggett. So they're going to expect to go straight in there. Skyways 3036, continue climb, flight level 370.
Continue climb 370, Skyways 3036.
Canadian 402, ready for taxi, information Golf.
Canadian 402, thank you for Golf, runway 26 left, altimeter 2999er. Taxi Juliet Hotel Delta, hold short, runway 26 left.
Right, it's left via Juliet Hotel Delta, hold short, runway 26 left, Canadian 402.
VATSTARS, yeah, I think VATSTARS are pretty good for learning. I personally have not participated, but I have talked to other people who say they have a very good program. Like I said, I haven't actually personally seen it. Don't feel too much need. I got a P3 rating on Vatsim without even really trying, because I just showed them my license and they said, okay, yeah, it looks like you know what you're doing. So, yeah, like any of the approved training organizations that Vatsim's actually approved will have a very organized system and should have some really good curriculum. So VATSTARS is definitely one of the more popular ones, so I assume they're popular for a reason. I honestly haven't checked it out, but I'm going to go with they probably are pretty good. You want to see what the VFR chart looks like? Okay, so let me switch back to the browser here. Oh, that's not it. That's my chat right there, but oh, what am I looking for here? I got so many things open
Vancouver
here.
Center, WestJet 763 is off of runway 31 at Prince Rupert.
Oh, WestJet 763, negative radar contact. Continue climb, flight level 300.
Continue climb, flight level 300, WestJet 763.
All right. Sorry, you wanted to see what the VFR chart looks like. Yes, that's right. Sorry. Got distracted there. So yeah, so this is what the IFR chart looks like, and it's what you would expect for an IFR chart. It basically has airways, airspace, radio ways, airports. It has the most basic terrain. It just has like coastlines marked, but that's about it. This is the Canadian version up here. And then you cross the border, and this is what the American one looks like. Similar, but just different colors. The actual sectionals for Canada look like this. So if I find, again, where Revelstoke is, so here's the approach they're going to do. Their approach is going to bring them in this way. So, you know, it's got a lot of terrain markings on it. It's got anything that a VFR pilot will notice. So it's got the terrain on it. Obviously, it's got water. It's also got roadways. These little red things are roadways. This little dash line, or this kind of arrow diamond line here, is a VFR route. So this is probably this is going to be a mountain pass. That's a commonly used VFR route. So this shows you some common VFR routes. You'll see railways. You'll see spot heights of altitudes everywhere, so anywhere where there's a mountain peak, you'll see yellow built-up areas, and of course you'll see airports as you go around. So yeah, if you zoom in here a little bit more, oh, no, there's maximum zoom. Nope, didn't like that. No, I broke it now. Yeah, so there's the Revelstoke Airport. You know, towers and obstructions and things like that, radio frequencies for calling up flight service. Information about the airport. It'll give you all that sort of stuff on the VFR chart, but it's focused on stuff VFR pilots will see. So there'll be all sorts of things you might see. They'll say like gravel pits if there's like a really big gravel pit or a mine or something that's really obvious. Ranches, anything like that. Anything that's really obvious to a pilot flying around VFR will be marked on a chart. And WestJet 763 Vancouver, squawk ident.
WestJet 763, ident.
I gotta go back to this because it's getting busy again here for a minute or so anyways. Just bring that back. WestJet 763, thank you. Identify climbing through 9,400. Continue climb flight level 360.
Continue up to 360, WestJet 763.
Air Canada 8206, descend 9,000.
9,000, Air Canada 8206.
There you go. Vatstar has their videos on YouTube. You can preview it without even having done the ratings. You can audit it. Oh, we've got a couple of planes here on the ground now. TSTEC and TSAHA. Tistec and Tisaha. Where's Canadian 402 anyways? He's getting there. Alright, so what are these guys doing? They're both going to Calgary. Caravan's going to Calgary. That's going to be a slow flight. Yep, not my problem. I just have to control them. Oops, 26 left for departure. And actually, we're going to give them, let's give them the other chart here. Because they're slow movers, the Caravans, we're going to give them, what is it, the Georgia 6? No, not the Georgia 6. It's the Richmond 7. That's the one I'm looking for. So I'm going to give them the Richmond 7. 7,000 feet, they're probably not going to make it to Calgary at 7,000 feet. We're going to have a discussion about that. They're going to run into a mountain at 7,000 feet. I can pull up the IFR charts again and I can look because they're going to run into a mountain. They are not going to make it. Charts Canada, because they got an airway in here, so they're going to add to Chile Q983. Where's Q983 here? Ah, for crying out loud, Q983 is a high-level airway anyways. But it's equivalent to, I'm just looking on the VFR chart here. Tango 703, and yeah, minimum altitude to clear terrain along that route is, yeah, it's going to be 13,000. In fact, even higher than 13,000. $7,000 is not going to work, buddy. You're going to go right into a mountain at that rate. Skyways 3036 Vancouver, you're clear of my area to the southeast. Seattle is not online. Change to en route frequency. Surveillance service terminated. Have a good night.
Over to Unicom, Skyways 3036, ATC.
No problem. Good night. All right.
Vancouver Center, Cessna, Tango Sierra, Alpha Hotel Alpha for radio check.
Tango Sierra, Alpha Hotel Alpha, Vancouver, read you 5.
Canadian 402, holding short 26 left, ready for departure.
Canadian 402, contact me once you're airborne. The wind's 290 at 13, clear for takeoff, runway 26 left.
Clear to 26 left, give you a call on the air, Canadian 402.
Air Canada 8206, descend 5,000.
5,000, Air Canada 8206.
Get rid of this Prince George view since nobody's been there for a good 30 minutes now or more. All right. Well, it's going to be a little interesting if we get a couple guys. So we got these guys coming into Revelstoke. It's about to get a little bit busier. I know it's been a little bit quiet for the last half hour or so, guys, but stick with us because it's going to get a little busier here now. On the other hand, it was great because we got a lot of chance to chat about all sorts of different good stuff. So let's see what we're doing here. So WestJet 763 has actually just left the boundary of my airspace. that being said, Anchorage is not online, but he is going to go from our airspace. He's going to go through Anchorage, eventually back into Edmonton. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till he gets to about a beam this border between Vancouver and Edmonton, and then I'll see if Edmonton will take him directly rather than turf him to Unicom. There's nobody else around there, so I don't see any big issue with that right now anyways.
Center, Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha with information Yankee on board, ramp 104, requesting IFR clearance to Charlie Yankee Charlie.
Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha, Vancouver Center, standby. Just because I know this guy's going to call, and this is going to turn into a long conversation with this guy, so. Okay, come on, give me a call. Tell me what altitude you're passing. Canadian 402, say passing altitude.
Canadian 402, 3,400, climbing 7.
Canadian 402, thanks, identified. Continue climb 16,000 and left turn direct add 6, please.
Left turn direct add 6, climb maintain 16,000, Canadian 402.
Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha, Vancouver. I've got your flight plan there. Unfortunately, I can't authorize it right now. Your altitude is too low for the airway you're flying along. Minimum altitude for that route will be 13,200 at an absolute minimum.
Vancouver Center, good day. It's Fast 15 or level 16,000, direct Ragged.
Fast 15 Vancouver Center, good day. The Revelstoke altimeter, actually stand by, I'll get, Revelstoke, there it is, 3009er.
3009 for Fast 15, thanks.
Vancouver Center, Air Canada 113, checking in 16,000.
Air Canada 113, 16,000, thank you. And again, Revelstoke altimeter for you, 3009er.
Air Canada 113.
And Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha, Vancouver, did you copy? I can authorize your flight if you are able to climb to 13,200 for your cruise. I can give you 13,000 initially. There is one segment at the end that'll need 13,002.
Vancouver Center, Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha. We have a small problem with our audio. We'll be right back to you.
Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha, roger. Air Canada 113 Vancouver, you're going to be number 1 for Revelstoke. Keep your speed up as best you can for me, and I assume you want the RNAV Alpha for Revelstoke.
Yeah, check number 1. We'd like to actually plan the visual into Revelstoke. We'll just break it off at Ragged if possible. For Air Canada 113.
Okay, Air Canada 113, stand by one moment. And Air Canada 113, I've actually got the latest Revelstoke weather here at 2200 Zulu, so this is about an hour old. It's an auto sequence, it's showing winds 340 magnetic at 4 with 1.5 miles in haze, overcast at 3,500, temperature 32.10 on the altimeter 3009er. You can let me know what you see at Ragged. If you want to cancel the IFR at Ragged, we can do it that way.
Okay, we checked the weather. I'll need a minute here for Air Canada 113, thanks.
No problem. Air Canada 8206, descend 3,000.
3,000, Air Canada 8206.
Canadian 402 heavy, continue climb, flight level 350.
I'll maintain level 350, Canadian 402.
Center, Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha, we're back with your story about that, and we've changed our flight plan to flight level 190.
Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha, I don't know why I want to call you Tierra all the time. Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha, I see that now, thank you. You are cleared to Calgary via the Richmond 7 departure, vectors to add 6, flight plan route. Depart runway 26 left, squawk code 0744.
We are clear to Calgary via Richmond 7 out of runway 26 left and squawk 0744.
Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha, that readback is correct. Information Golf is current in Vancouver. Start up at your discretion. Call me when ready for taxi.
Call back when ready for taxi and we'll check information Golf. Thank you. Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel.
Air Canada 8206, turn right heading 170.
170, Air Canada 8206.
And Air Canada 8206. I never did ask, did you want the ILS for runway 26 left?
Yes, please. Air Canada 8206.
Roger.
Vancouver Center, Air Canada 113. We'll do the RNAV Alpha.
Air Canada 113, I copy the RNAV Alpha. And stand by one, I'll have that for you in just a moment.
Vancouver Center, good evening. This is Tango Sierra Tango Charlie with Golf on board. Request IFR clearance to Calgary.
Tango Sierra Tango Echo Charlie. For Calgary, the lowest authorized altitude along your route is 13,200 due to terrain. What would you like for a final altitude?
We request flight level 190.
Tango Sierra Tango Echo Charlie. Okay, I have amended your flight plan to show flight level 190 as the final. You're cleared to Calgary via the Richmond 7 departure. Vectors to AD6 flight plan route. Depart runway 26 left. Squawk code 0721. Stand by for the readback. Break. Air Canada 8206. Turn right heading 230. Clear the ILS runway 26 left.
230, clear to ILS runway 26, Air Canada 8206.
Tango Sierra Tango Echo Charlie, go ahead to readback.
Tango Sierra Tango Echo Charlie, clear to destination Charlie Yankee Yankee Charlie via Richmond 7 vectors for AD6. Runway 26 left and the squawk is 0731.
Tango Sierra Tango Echo Charlie, the squawk code 0721.
Squawk 0721, Tango Sierra Tango Echo Charlie.
Tango Sierra Tango Echo Charlie, Vancouver, thank you. Your readback is all correct. Information Golf, and start up at your discretion. Call ready for taxi.
Golf on board and we will report on taxi. Tango Sierra Tango Charlie.
Air Canada 113, when ready, descend 14,300, and you're cleared Revelstoke, RNAV Alpha, Raggett transition.
Okay, we're cleared down to 14,300 and we're cleared the RNAV Alpha Raggett transition, Air Canada 113.
Fast 15 Vancouver. The traffic ahead going into Revelstoke is going to be doing the approach as well. I'm going to issue you a hold clearance just while they're finishing up the approach.
Fast 15, roger. We're just going to start pulling her back here as well, see if that can help out.
Fast 15, yeah, go ahead, speeds at your discretion, and just advise ready to copy the holding clearance just in case you get there before he's down and clear.
Fast 15, okay, check.
Air Canada 706 requesting about 20 minutes away from the simulator.
Air Canada 706, you're about to leave my airspace to the northwest, so you can switch to the en route frequency now because Anchorage is not online. Your surveillance service terminates.
Roger, switching to 1228, Air Canada 706.
And Fast 15, are you ready to copy the holding clearance?
Go for Fast 15.
Fast 15, you're cleared to Raggett to hold east, inbound on a track of 228. Maintain 15,000 in the hold, and expected approach time, we're going to make it 2320 Zulu.
Fast 15 is to hold at Raggett, east inbound on 228, 15,000, expected approach 2320 Zulu for Fast 15.
Fast 15, your readback is all correct, and as soon as the company, or as soon as the traffic ahead cancels, or reports down and clear, we'll get you your approach clearance.
Fast 15, thank you, sir.
And Air Canada 113, if you do get the airport in sight and you want to cancel the IFR early, please just let me know.
Air Canada 113, we'll go.
Air Canada 8206 Vancouver, the winds are showing 290 at 13. You're clear to land, runway 26 left.
Clear to land, runway 26 left, Air Canada 8206.
All right. And this guy is just up, and then this is the guy over at... It's getting busy here. That's what I like. This is what I've been waiting for all night. Is for it to get busy. Okay, just so I can see what this guy says here. And Phenom, Mike Papa November, Vancouver Center first. I just want to check that you can receive the voice. Mike Papa November, perfect. Thank you very much. Let's see here. You are... stand by, actually. Let me just have one quick look at your flight plan here. And it's initially eastbound, then it flips to westbound, so yeah, that's fine. And Mike Papa November. I was using 1.5 earlier in Prince George. The winds have kind of picked up a little bit to be 280 at 6. Did you want to depart runway 33 or 27, or are you okay with, correction, runway 33 or 24, or did you want 1.5 for the straight out departure? Because I don't care, because I got no other traffic, so.
Center, Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha.
Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha, stand by just one moment. Mike Papa November, thank you. You're cleared to Vancouver via the Prince George 5 departure. Radar vectors to Prince George VOR on course. Depart runway 33 and squawk code 0747. And Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha, go ahead.
We have a small issue with the squawk number, so if you could please tell me what squawk number do you see right now for my aircraft?
Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha. Right now, it looks like the transponder is in standby, so I can't actually see what the squawk code is coming out of it right now.
Transponder is on right now. Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha.
Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha, yep, and I do see it is squawking 0744 correctly.
Thank you.
WestJet 763, contact Edmonton Center now on 135.02. Mike Papa November, your squawk code is 0747, 0747, and the top altitude on that departure initially is 8,000.
And center fast 15, just want to confirm, are we cleared down to 15,000?
Fast 15, affirmative. You can descend to 15,000 now.
Down to 15,000, fast 15.
Mike Papa November, thank you. Your readback is all correct. I don't have an ATIS up in Prince George, but give me a call when you're ready for taxi. Oh, I got a couple guys.
Center, Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha, we are ready to taxi.
Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha, runway 26 left, Vancouver. Information is still showing Golf. And I'm sorry, Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha, information hotel in Vancouver. The altimeter 29906, taxi Delta, hold short 26 left.
Information hotel is current, and we taxi Delta, hold short 26 left, Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha.
Air Canada 8206, welcome to Vancouver. I see you're making the reverse high speed there. Do you have a gate inside?
Roger, requesting gate 15, Air Canada 8206.
Air Canada 8206, roger. Continue taxi Delta for gate 15.
Continue Delta for gate 15, Air Canada 8206.
Air Canada 420, are you with Vancouver?
Yes, I am.
Air Canada 420, welcome aboard, flight level 380. Air Canada 113, you can switch to the local frequencies now, and I got no other traffic observed reported between you and Revelstoke. Give me a call this frequency down and clear or cancelling the IFR, please.
Okay, we'll switch over to local frequency and we'll call you down and clear or cancelling Air Canada 113.
And fast 15, just a quick update for you. The traffic ahead is about to turn the 20-mile final there, so it looks like you're going to be probably 2 or 3 laps around the hold there.
Fast 15 checks, and we're just coming up for Ragged there. Getting into that hole.
Roger. I never did put 15,000 down for him.
Center, can you please give Tango Sierra Hotel Alpha an altimeter check?
Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha, Vancouver altimeter showing 2996.
2996, thank you, Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha.
Oh, you guys been chatting and I haven't even been...
Center, Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha holding short runway 26 left.
Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha, contact me once you're airborne. The winds are 300, 11 gust 16, clear for takeoff, 26 left.
Cleared for takeoff, 26 left, contact you when airborne, Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel.
Yeah, I've been meaning to make this IFR video for a little while. I've just, this summer's been so busy.
Vancouver Center, Air Canada 113, we'll cancel the IFR, we got the runway in sight.
Air Canada 113, I copy that. You could squawk 1200 and IFR cancellation is received at 2315 Zulu. Thanks for that. Have a good night.
Thanks for the ATC, squawking 1200 Air Canada 113.
Fast 15 Vancouver, the traffic ahead has canceled the IFR. They got the airport in sight at about 8,400 feet and looks like about 10 to 15 miles final. You are cleared. Revelstoke, RNAV Alpha approach rugged transition.
Okay, fast 15 checks, and we'll be able to fly visually from here, so we can go ahead and cancel the IFR as well.
Okay, fast 15, your IFR cancellation is also received at 2316 Zulu. You can squawk 1200 and switch to the en route frequency. Have yourself a great night.
Have yourself a good one, and thanks for everything. Fast 15.
No problem. It's not too often I get to put people in holds, so it's kind of actually fun for me to put people in holds. Okay, so Jolrick, I'm not even sure how to say that, sorry. Hi, Captain. The controller's controlling above flight level 245 only. Do you have to contact him to pilot?
Center, Air Canada 8206, shutting down. Thank you for your service. Goodbye.
Air Canada 8206, no problem. Thank you so much for flying in tonight. We'll see you next time. So yes, do you have to call if the controller's controlling high level only? No, I believe in Europe there's the Euro controllers that just control the high level sector. So yeah, no, if you're down below 245 when Euro control is online, then no, you wouldn't have to.
Center, Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha, we are airborne at passing 500 feet.
Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha, thank you. Identified. Continue climb 16,000.
Continue climb 16,000, Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha.
So yeah, in Europe, then yeah, you've got the 24/5. If you're in the high level airspace, you talk to the Eurocontrol. If you're in low level airspace, if there's no other controllers online, you don't talk to anybody. No, you treat it exactly like Unicom, as if there were no controllers online whatsoever. So everything below that 245 is uncontrolled, and they'll tell you that. If in doubt, the biggest thing I'll say is ask. Just ask the controller, hey, do you control this airport? Hey, do you control this airspace? You know, just a quick chat, just a quick text message, and the guys will be very happy, guys and gals, but 99% guys. I guess I should stop saying guys because it's a little bit presumptive. But anyways, people who are controlling on Vatsim will be glad to tell you whether or not, will be glad to answer that question. They'd rather answer that question 100 times than have you depart when you should be talking to somebody. Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha, turn left direct, add 6 on course.
Can you please give me a heading for Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha? The thing is, I'm flying a new aircraft and the Garmin on it is not that good.
Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha, no problem, I understand. It's going to be a left turn to a heading of, let's say, about 080.
0804, Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha, by the left.
Thank you. Yeah, what was I saying? Sorry, I got totally lost. Yeah, so yeah, that's another big tip for people who are novices on Vatsim. If in doubt, just ask a controller. Just shoot them a quick text message. Hey, do you control this airport? Give them a couple minutes to answer because sometimes they get busy, but they'll gladly tell you whether or not they actually control at that airport. They'd much rather answer that question 1,000 times and then at least, you know, that rather than have people take off when there's when you know, when they're controlling the airport and they're waiting for you to call them, and then all of a sudden you've departed. Okay, so I've lost this guy here, so I have to open up Prince George again. Mike Papa November, copy ready for taxi. Prince George weather, let's see here. It's showing 260 at 6 and the altimeter 3021 with Cav OK. Runway 33, taxi apron at your discretion. Delta, hold short 33 and advise ready for takeoff. And then always the little pause for the...
Center Tango Sierra Hotel Alpha here. What was the direct assigned for us?
Direct to AD6, Alpha Delta Sierra India X-ray. And Mike Papa November. Okay, I copy you're looking for the backtrack. Just hold short of runway 33 for now and just let me know when you're ready and we'll authorize the backtrack at that time. Man, I wish I could get Swift to work on my Linux machine. Yeah, I hear you. That's one thing I was making a comment to a friend of mine just today about. It's still a bit of a shame that Vatsim is basically almost a Windows exclusive network. The controllers have the same issue. The software only runs on Windows. There's no controller clients for Mac or Linux or anything else, so you have to boot into Windows or some kind of Windows emulator in order to get Vatsim to work. It's a bit of a shame. It is. That being said, most of the sims are designed to work for Windows, so I guess it's kind of, you know, you kind of have to go where the money is, or not go where the money is, but go where the users are anyways. I mean, there's not really money for the people who are making these things voluntarily.
Vancouver Center, Tango Sierra Hotel Alpha, we are direct to AT6. Sorry, that took some time because we didn't have that on the flight plan, the computer.
Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha, no problem at all. I understand with these new aircraft, it is a little bit of a challenge sometimes to fly these routes. If you have an issue, I appreciate you letting me know, and we can always find workarounds.
Thank you very much, Tango Sierra Hotel.
Yeah, so if in doubt, ask a controller if you're going to be online. Let's see, what was the other chats here? So yeah, I wish we could get stuff working in Swift, and yeah, I won't even go into that. Nick B from Delta 42. Oh, Nick, it's nice to see you. Appreciate you dropping by the stream. Too bad you're not flying tonight, or at least not here anyways. But I always enjoy seeing you. It's nice to see familiar faces on the Vatsim network, and it's such a shame sometimes that so many people now hide behind their controller ID and they don't put their name, even a first name, up there. And I like it because it lends a human element. You're not just a number, you're a name, and I know you're a person, even if you just use your user ID and you want to be like a little bit obscure. But at the same time, I don't know. I find I can't build a relationship with people if I don't recognize numbers. I can recognize names, but I won't recognize your controller ID today or tomorrow. So that's one thing that bugs me a little bit about Vatsim, is how they no longer let you, they no longer force you to put your real name when you connect to the network. You can just put your controller ID to keep your real name private, which is great, and I understand the privacy, but it disappoints me because I'm so used to talking to people and getting to know people, and if I don't know your name, if you're just a number, it's very hard for me to learn people are. So anywho, I sort of got off on a rant there. Friday the 13th tomorrow, or yeah, just now. It's going to be Friday the 13th in Zulu time in about, what is it, 37 minutes here. What Unicom is and how it works, Anna wants to know. That's an excellent question for a Vatsim novice, and that's something I should probably talk about on my streams as well, or on my tutorial videos at some point. Mike Papa November, no problem, I checked that. Your taxi clearance is still valid. I got nobody else at Prince George, so just let me know if you're going to either have to shut down and cancel the flight, or when you're holding short ready for takeoff. And Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha, continue climb, flight level 190.
Continue climb, flight level 190, Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel.
How does Unicom work? So in Vatsim, it's one frequency that if you're not connected to in a specific controller's airspace, it's a common frequency. That's what Unicom actually stands for. It stands for Universal Communication Frequency. So it is one common frequency that if you're not talking specifically to controllers, if you're at an airport where there's no ATC online, it's a frequency that everyone is using at that airport to communicate. So on Vatsim, the frequency is 122.8 is the Unicom frequency.
Vancouver, hello. It's Canada 664 at gate 83 Gulf on board, and IFR to San Diego, please.
Air Canada 664, Vancouver Center. Good evening, sir. You're cleared to San Diego via the Vancouver 1 departure. Radar vectors to the Seattle VOR and on course. Depart runway 26 left and squawk code 0764.
Thanks much, sir. Good evening to you. Air Canada 664, flight to San Diego via the Vancouver 1 departure. Radar vectors to Seattle on course and 26 left for departure. Squawking 0764, Air Canada 664.
Air Canada 664, the readback is all correct. Information hotel is current in Vancouver. Push and start at your discretion and call when ready for taxi.
Okay, so you check the hotel and push is approved because you're ready to taxi for Air Canada 664. Thank you.
Yeah, so everyone, and when you're on a Unicom frequency, the key is that you have to make transmissions to tell everyone what you're doing. There's a very fine line you have to walk when you're on Unicom. You don't want to make too many transmissions, you don't want to make too few. So you want to make sure you do get enough information out there that if there's anybody that thinks there might be a conflict, they'll be able to call you and say, hey, you know, let's work together to make sure we resolve the conflict. And the whole point of Unicom is that the pilots are all talking on the same frequency, and if they recognize a conflict's coming up, they can talk about it and resolve it and say, yeah, I'll hold short of the active runway until you land, or I'm on 10 miles final, so you're clear to take off. You have enough room to take off, you know, things like that. So yeah, when you're on Unicom, either through voice or through text. You can do Unicom voice or text now. That's one of the nice things about the new audio for Vatsim system. Before, Unicom was text only. Now it's also, you can do it audio. And this is the one problem with Unicom, is that people who are exclusively one or the other may not hear each other or read each other's messages. So if you're only voice and you're not looking at the text window, you may miss some of the messages that are in text only. Conversely, if someone is text only and has no speakers and you're transmitting on voice, they may not hear anything. So it's not a perfect system, but the general idea is that you communicate. So especially when you're doing anything with the runway, when you're crossing a runway or landing or taking off, and even just a quick brief message when you're taxiing out. So give me 1 second here because I got an aircraft here to accept. There we go. Air Canada 420 Vancouver. Information in Vancouver is hotel. Runway 26 right for arrival. When ready, descend. Flight level 240. Air Canada 420 is not the right flight number anyways. That's a flight between Montreal and Toronto. Air Canada 420 Vancouver. Not listening. Yeah, so times when you want to make a call on Unicom, generally when you start taxiing for departure, you'll just make a quick explanation of what runway you're taxiing to. Don't make it your big life story, though. Keep things generally brief because you don't want it to turn into a life story. You want to keep things somewhat brief so that
Vancouver Center, Air Canada 245, climbing 360.
Air Canada 245, climbing to 360, Vancouver Center, welcome.
Roger.
So yeah, so just a quick one when you're taxiing out. So Air Canada 245, we're taxiing for departure runway 26 left in Vancouver. And you'll usually make another one just before you take the runway. Air Canada 245, we're taking position runway 26 left for departure, eastbound turnout, or eastbound towards AT6 or something. So give some idea of where you're going after departure, and then people can listen. And if they think there's a conflict, you can communicate more. Don't make it overly. You don't have to make it overly laborious, overly detailed. Just give a general idea, and if other people talk and you start to realize there's a conflict, okay, now we talk and we really kind of resolve things. But so often I hear people making long transmissions on Unicom. It doesn't have to be long. Air Canada 245, we're airborne off 26 left in the left turnout towards Vancouver, and then that's pretty much it. You just make calls usually near the airports. Air Canada 245, we're 25 miles east of Vancouver, inbound for an ILS runway 26 left. So just explain what you're going to do, where you are, what you're going to do. But keep it pretty short too when you're on Unicom. That's the other thing. Don't make a big production out of it. On text you can make a big production because frankly people can read it quickly, but on voice, keep it pretty minimal. If you watch any of my streams, I spend a lot of time on Unicom on Vatsim. So if you've ever caught any of my stream videos, you can check them out. There's a whole ton of them down here in the channel. Not the live streams on Vancouver Center, but my Twitch streams that I do where I actually fly. I talk a lot on Unicom because very often I choose to fly. I don't choose to fly, but I end up flying at times when there's not Vatsim on controllers online. So I do a lot of flying on Unicom. So you can listen on those and see what some of my calls sound like. Yeah, primarily now in the real world, there's different countries will have different frequencies, and even different airports will have different frequencies. But 22.8 is the universal frequency that's used on Vatsim, just because the information is not necessarily readily available about what frequencies are in use at different airports at different times. Like if there's no controller online, what controllers will be online. So it's what am I trying to say here? Kind of losing my train of thought here, and I think this guy's ready. Mike Papa November, I check you're continuing to taxi there. Thank you. Yeah, Air Canada 420 Vancouver. Try to see if I can get some of these people to call me here. I got another one inbound from the north here. These guys, I sent contact me's to both of them and they did not call me. I'll try them again. Anyways, yeah. So in the real world, different airports will have different frequencies for their Unicom, for their pilot coordination on the ground and around an airport. But Vatsim decided a long time ago that
Vancouver Center, good day, United 7389, flight level 230.
United 7389, Vancouver Center, good day, squawk code 0707.
0707, United 7389.
Yeah, so Vatsim decided a long time ago that they would just establish one universal Unicom frequency for all the airports because they wanted to make sure that everyone was on the right frequency. And because if they tried to use the real world frequencies, some airports the information is readily available, but some it's not, and then it would become very difficult. People would be on the wrong frequency, and the Unicom would lose all usability if people are not on the right frequency. So. Alrighty, so this is United 7389 right here. So this was his flight plan, says he should be here, but he's actually right here. And it's just a question. The computer is not sure who he is, but I have told the computer that that is definitely who he is, and thus I have correlated the target. United 7389, Vancouver, identified flight level 330, welcome. Mike Papa November, Vancouver, and did you require the backtrack at runway 33? Mike Papa November, Vancouver, Roger. Backtrack runway 33 as far as you like is approved. Contact me once you're airborne. The Prince George winds showing 260 at 6, clear for takeoff, runway 33. And now these guys who landed in Revelstoke are going to depart Revelstoke. There is no sit for Revelstoke, though. Alright, so Mike Papa November says he's cleared for takeoff. The reason why you guys can't hear him talking is he's a text-only pilot, so if you hear that little in the mic every now and again, that's him sending me a message. Air Canada 420, Vancouver, do you read?
Yep, loud and clear.
Air Canada 420, thank you. Information is hotel in Vancouver, runway 26 right for arrival. When ready, descend flight level 240.
When ready, descend flight level 240, expect runway 26 right.
You got it. All right, so I got one of my fellow controllers is messaging me here, and he's going to hop on the terminal, which is going to take away a little bit of our business, but that's okay. It's fun to share the wealth at the same time, and actually more controllers usually equals more aircraft, so the more people they see online, the more people come this way. I am noticing that it is getting quite a bit busier, and there's quite a few aircraft inbound and moving around now. And again, Vatsim is one of those really kind of, if you build it, they will come situations. If you are online, airplanes will usually come. If you're online for long enough. I'm up to hour number 3 here pretty much. 2.5 actually, 2.5 hours in. And yeah, 2.5 hours in, and we got a steady flow of traffic in and out.
Vancouver Center, Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha.
Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha, go ahead.
We would like to fly back to Vancouver.
Okay, Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha, you want to return to Vancouver. Stand by 1.
Standing by.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. I just gave a quick brief to my other controller there. Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha, Vancouver arrival just logged on. Give him a call on 128.6 and he'll get you vectored back around for the arrival.
Thank you. We'll contact Vancouver approach Tango Sierra Alpha Hotel Alpha. Thank you so much for your service. Good day.
Good day. Mike Papa November, just say passing altitude. Mike Papa November, thank you very much. Identified, continue climb, flight level 270.
Vancouver Center, Air Canada 113 requesting the IFR.
Air Canada 113, stand by. And Mike Papa November, passing 8,000, proceed direct Williams Lake, Yankee Whiskey Lima on course. Air Canada 420, continue descent 12,120,000. The Vancouver altimeter is 29906.
Descend 12,000, Air Canada 420.
And Air Canada 113, you're on the ground at Revelstoke, correct?
Affirmative, Air Canada 113.
All right, Air Canada 113. Revelstoke winds are showing let's see here. Showing 170 at 3, and the altimeter 3009er. Revelstoke's actually in uncontrolled airspace, so you could depart Revelstoke at your discretion, and give me a call. Let's see here. Give me a call either 10 miles south of Revelstoke or approaching flight level 180. Correction, approaching 12,000 feet.
Okay, we checked that. We got the wind and weather there, and we'll call you 10 miles south or through 12,000 for Canada 113.
Thank you. All right, so there's Mike Papa November. He said he was going to go proceed direct to Prince George VOR, which is good enough for me anyways. Canadian 402 Heavy, you're leaving the Vancouver airspace to the east. Edmonton is no longer online. Surveillance service terminated. You can change to en route frequency. Have a good day.
Alright, Unicom, have a great evening. Thanks for the service. Canadian 402 Heavy.
Good night. All right. What are you guys chatting about now? Yeah. No, I was paused briefly, or I was muted briefly just because I was briefing the other controller, and I'm trying to keep the background sort of to the background. Have you done any controlling for Concorde planes? Yes, there are a few people that fly Concordes on Vatsim. That creates another interesting conundrum in the Vatsim network because in Canada it's technically illegal to fly at or above Mach 1. So how do you deal with Concorde aircraft that want to fly through Canadian airspace at or above Mach 1 when it's technically illegal? So it creates an interesting conundrum for controllers, but basically I look upon it this way. Controllers in Canada do not work for the Canadian government. They do not work for Transport Canada. They work for NAV Canada, which is a separate non-profit organization that runs all the ATC systems in Canada. As a result, they are not necessarily responsible for enforcing the rules. If someone wants to violate the rules, it is not a controller's job to say you can't do that. They can remind you that something is perhaps illegal is the most they can do, but they cannot tell you that you cannot do that. They cannot prevent you from doing something just because it's illegal. If you say you want to take off when it's well below VFR minimums, they'll say, you know, whether it's below VFR minimum, state intentions, and if the pilot says I'm going to take off anyways, then I'm going to give you the winds, I'm going to give you any traffic information, the ceiling, and I'm not going to clear you for takeoff. I'm going to say depart at your discretion, and then and then if I was a real world controller, I'd go and file a report about you. But so I look upon it the same way when we're controlling the Concorde and the Vatsim network. First of all, it's not my job to police people and make sure they obey the regulations per se. So if someone wants to exceed Mach 1, I may even tell them exceeding Mach 1 in Canadian airspace is illegal speed at your discretion, and I let them choose to decide if they wish to violate the Canadian air regulations. That's their decision. You know, it's one of those things where there's a lot of sort of, you know, as much as we try to make Vatsim realistic, there's a sort of a lot of unrealisticness to it, if you will. Air Canada 420, contact Vancouver Terminal now on 128.6. Good day.
Contact Vancouver Terminal on 128.6. Thank you very much for your service and have a great evening.
Good night. Yeah, so there's a lot of things in Vatsim. As much as we try to make it a realistic system, it's not always a perfectly realistic system. There are lots of kind of fantasies, I guess, if you will. There are made-up virtual airlines. There are people flying types that no longer really fly. The DC-6 being the example these days. I guess there are DC-6s in Europe and Australia, but none in North America. But now there are on Vatsim. People fly under the Pan Am, the Clipper Pan Am call sign all the time. Airline hasn't existed for like 40 years, but people fly under that call sign. Do we tell them they can't do that? No. So I kind of look at it that way. The Concorde is noticeable when it does fly in the Vatsim network. It moves a lot faster than the rest of the traffic. It does. As soon as it gets up into those higher levels, it does. But fortunately, yeah, it does fly at the high levels as well. So it's not usually a problem because it's flying above where everybody else is. So as long as they can slow down enough for the arrival process, then I don't really care too much what they if they want to, you know, violate the regulations and fly at Mach 2.
Vancouver Center, November 235 Alpha, full stop at
And I missed the call sign there. November 235 Alpha Kilo?
November 335 Alpha Kilo.
I was close. 335 Alpha Kilo. You said you're on the ground at Bella Bella.
Say again, November 235 Alpha Kilo.
And sorry, 235 Alpha Kilo. It just comes in very weak there. It's not really close to any of my receivers. Say again your request.
Full stop landing at Bella Bella. November 235 Alpha Kilo.
I'm 90% sure Bella Bella is uncontrolled. But now I'm suddenly... November 335 Alpha Kilo. Bella Bella is uncontrolled. You can land there at your discretion.
Land at my discretion, November 235 Alpha Kilo.
Let's see here. All right. I hope I'm not still muted. All right. No, it was just from when I was doing my briefing. You guys all sent me a bunch of messages at the same time, so yeah, I apologize. I should have like a banner for that. I don't. I should put one up at some point. Navigraph's subscription essential for Vatsim. It's not essential. It's a big help. Mostly, and especially now. See, and the thing is, Navigraph didn't used to be so essential, but now they've kind of flipped it so that you can't get the FMS databases without the subscription. They used to just have the FMS database separate from the charts, and you could get away with just the FMS database.
Canada 113 is 10 miles south of Revelstoke through 10,000.
Air Canada 113 Vancouver, squawk code 0722.
0722 Air Canada 113.
Yeah, I really like it.
Vancouver Center, hello, it's Fast 15 with you off Revelstoke through 10,500, 10 to the south now.
All right, Air Canada 113, you're identified, and you said you're looking for clearance to Vancouver, correct?
That's affirmative to Vancouver, Air Canada 113.
Air Canada 113, stand by. I'm going to need you, just give me one moment here.
Air Canada 113.
I just need to know what's the MSA around there. 11,600. Okay, Air Canada 113, there you are. You're through 11,600. Your IFR is now valid. You're cleared to Vancouver via present position direct booth, flight plan route, and climb flight level 220.
Okay, we're cleared to Vancouver via present position direct booth, flight plan route, and climb flight level 220, Air Canada 113.
Air Canada 113, thank you. And Fast 15 Vancouver Center, squawk code 0774.
0774 for Fast 15.
So they're just far, not quite far enough apart right now.
Vancouver Center, good afternoon. Day 405 Hotel Tango at Tofino, requesting IFR clearance to Vancouver.
November 405 Hotel Tango, Vancouver Center, stand by. I'll be back with you in just 2 minutes here. All right, Air Canada 113, thank you. I check you're in the turn. Fast 15. I just need another mile between you and the aircraft ahead. If it's possible, given terrain, if you can turn left 30 degrees or so, that'll help me get the distance sooner.
Fast 15 checks, left 30 degrees.
Need 5 miles separation in en route airspace, so I can't give him an IFR clearance until I get these two guys separated. Air Canada 245, information is hotel in Vancouver. When ready, descend flight level 240.
Okay, we have hotel when ready 240, Air Canada 245.
And Air Canada 245, you can plan on 26 right.
Fly at 26 right, Air Canada 245.
All right. Need to see 5 miles. There we go. Okay, Fast 15, thank you. I've got the separation. You're cleared now to Vancouver via present position direct. Actually, for now, fly present heading. I'll just get a couple more miles. But you can climb flight level 220.
Okay, Fast 15 is cleared to the Vancouver Airport. Present position booth. We'll stay on this heading for a couple more miles, and we can climb flight level 220 for Fast 15.
Fast 15, thank you. And Air Canada 113, what's your indicated speed in the climb there?
200 knots in the climb, Air Canada 113.
Air Canada 113, thank you. Maintain 200 knots or faster.
Air Canada 113.
And Fast 15, speed 200 knots or less, proceed direct booth at this time.
Check 200 or less on the speed and direct boost this time for Fast 15.
All right. November 405 Hotel Tango, thank you for your patience. Let's see here. Tofino showing winds 300 at 9er, the altimeter 29er, 9er 8. You're cleared to Vancouver via your flight planned route. You can climb on course and squawk code 0706. Your clearance is valid now and cancelled if not airborne by, we'll make it 0010 Zulu.
Clear to Vancouver as filed, squawk 0706, the altimeter 29998, and clearance valid until 0010 Zulu.
405 Hotel Tango, your readback is correct, and my apologies, I forgot to give you an altitude. You can climb to maintain 9,000.
Climb and maintain 9,000, 5 Hotel Tango, will call when airborne.
5 Hotel Tango, thank you. You can switch back to the Unicom, and yes, give me a call, this frequency, airborne. Okay, just scroll around, make sure I'm not missing anything. This guy is just going en route to San Diego, so that's fine. And this guy is, yeah, okay. All right, yeah, so is Navigraph really essential? It's essential, no, but is it a great help? Oh, it's absolutely a great help. I love Navigraph. I think their system is really good. First of all, I like Jeppesen charts better than most of the normal national charts. I think Jeppesen charts are designed by pilots and made easier to read. It just helps to have all the charts at your fingertips. It helps to have up-to-date databases. If you don't have up-to-date databases, controllers know what the default databases are like and they will work with you. Just make sure to tell them. If you don't have a procedure, if I don't have this arrival, if I don't have this departure, tell them. Tell them that I have an out-of-date database and I can't fly that departure, or I have an out-of-date database, I can't fly that arrival. Just tell them. And controllers generally, they'll be familiar with the older stuff because there'll be lots of people who do fly this network that don't have up-to-date databases, that don't have up-to-date charts, and they'll be able to help you. The trouble with not having up-to-date database in your airplane is that if you surf the net, you're going to find the up-to-date charts and you may not find the out-of-date charts. So yeah, it's not necessary, but it definitely helps. All right, just give me 1 second because I'm going to go flip on a light because it's starting to get a little dark in here. Okay, hopefully that's a little better now. I apologize. It was starting to get a little dark as the sun sets. So, all right, everybody's doing good here. These guys are still separated. That's okay. And Air Canada 113, when you level off in cruise, just let me know what your speed is, please.
Air Canada 113.
All right. Yeah. What else are you guys chatting about over here? Wow, you guys are so far behind in the chatting here. Nick, and thank you for the kind words. It's always nice to see you, Nick. I always enjoy controlling when you're around too, because it's nice to know that I've got someone who's I don't have to worry about. You're someone I know well, and I know when I give you an instruction, it's going to be followed easily. Because they're way above the. I mean, yeah, it's fine to go Mach 1. The reason why Mach 1's illegal in Canada is because of the sonic booms. They determined this shortly after the Concorde started flying, that the sonic boom was so loud that it was obnoxious. It would damage structures sometimes. It would damage windows and things like that. So pretty much every country in the world made it illegal to exceed Mach 1 over their land. So the only place you can go Mach 1 is over the ocean. So it's one of the reasons why the supersonic aircraft never really took off, is because the only places they could go Mach 1 and actually be able to make any money was over the ocean. So, you know, across the Atlantic, during the Concorde era was the big money maker for them, because it was the only place. That airplane could not make money. It couldn't even get very far if you couldn't get to Mach 2, because the airplane was designed to go Mach 2. If it's going too slow, it's burning way too much gas. It would cost way too much money. You'd never get to your destinations half the time. So they had to go Mach 2, but once they realized that the sonic boom, even at flight level 550, would reach the ground and was quite obtrusive. Yeah, most countries made it illegal to exceed Mach 1. The United States did the same thing. It's illegal to exceed Mach 1. The military can do it because they're exempt from the civil aviation laws, but the civil aviation laws, it's currently illegal to exceed Mach 1 in U.S. airspace. So only over the oceans can they do it. So I mean, for me as a Vatsim controller, yeah, I'm fine with it. Up at 550, nobody else is in your way. The only time it becomes an issue to me at all is when you're coming into land and I have to make sure you're slowing down enough to sequence behind other people, and it's still a very fast airplane. Yeah, let's see here. On FSX, use fly the Concorde. Yeah, you know what? And personally, I'm looking forward to the Concorde on Microsoft Flight Simulator. I believe it's DC Designs is working on it. There were some screenshots a while back. I haven't seen anything for a while, but I look forward to flying that. I'm going to do that on stream too on my Twitch channel because that's going to be fun. I think that's going to be a great airplane for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and for me especially, like I think it's going to be a fun airplane. I've flown most of the airliners now in the simulator. I know how they all fly, and once you've flown one Airbus, you've pretty much flown them all. Once you've kind of flown one Boeing, you've flown most of them. They're a little bit more different. The Airbuses are all the same. Once you've flown one, you've flown them all. The Concorde is something very different, so really takes me out of my comfort zone. Again, the reason why I like the DC-6 very much takes me out of my comfort zone. You're not flying the magenta line. You're not flying the FMS. The DC-6, I fly it VOR to VOR to VOR. It's a challenge, and that's the thing is I don't find that the airliner flying like I know it well, and it's fun, but it's not a challenge. So I look forward to the Concorde. I will definitely have the Concorde in my hangar when it comes out in Microsoft Flight Simulator because I think it's a great aircraft. Definitely different anyways. You know, it's something that's older. It needs a flight engineer to operate it, but it operates different speed. It's a whole different ball of wax. I'm really looking forward to it. Air Canada 245, continue descent to 12, 2000, the Vancouver altimeter 29906.
12,000 and altimeter 2996, Air Canada 245.
Air Canada 113, I see you leveled off at 220. What's your speed?
Hey, sorry about that. We're showing 218, Air Canada 113.
Air Canada 113, perfect. Keep it at 200 knots or better.
Air Canada 113.
And fast 15, I'm going to give you 220 or less, and spacing should be good with the company ahead there.
Fast 15, we check, and we're indicating about 215, so we should be good there. Thanks.
Perfect, thank you. All right, what else are you guys talking about here? I'm just so far behind on the chatting here. You guys have like written like 100 lines. That's because sometimes my flight peak says yes. Usually if it's just gone up by one number, usually the changes are pretty small and you can usually kind of get away with it, but it's a good idea to kind of look at the chart and compare the chart to the FMS. If you've got a chart that says BAGSO 2 Papa and your FMC says BAGSO 1 Papa or vice versa, that's the problem. Is if you don't have the updated data, then you're going to run into these where one does not agree with the other, and I found that a lot. And especially with the older sims, Microsoft Flight Simulator is pretty good because it's a brand new sim and everything's very recent on it. But like when you were in FSX and prepared, sometimes you'd have date charts that were, you know, or data in the database that was 3 years out of date sometimes. So yeah, if you don't, the nice thing about Navigraph is it works together so nicely. The charts are all there; they all match what's in the FMS. It's, you know, I should get a little promotional consideration from Navigraph here for trying to push it on my channel. You don't have to have it, but it definitely makes things a little smoother. I am going to be on until 0100 Zulu tonight, so I got 1 more hour in me, and then after that I have to go to bed because I got to get up super early tomorrow to go to work, unfortunately. So, but I want to do this because I just haven't done it for a long time, and I enjoy it. I really do enjoy it, and I apologize to you guys out there who do enjoy watching my streams, because where's MPN going? He's a little off course there. I'm not sure where he's going. Let's just see if he kind of re-intercepts the course or what he does here, because he looks like he got a little off course there. I like doing it. I try to do it once a week. That's my goal. And I apologize that for the last, almost the last month, I have not kept that goal whatsoever. So I apologize for that. I know that some people actually, are subscribers to the channel, and I appreciate that. And I will go and most of the money I make on this channel, I don't make much money on this channel at all. First of all, I make a sum, but very little. Basically, it goes to offset just purchasing some of the add-ons for my flight sim is basically what it does. So I look at it this way: I support the developers. I don't even know what's next on my list. Something that I did have my eye on was I was thinking about joining the Sky Park, Parallel 42 Sky Park, and see how that goes. Play around with that a little bit because I enjoy FS Economy, and the interface for the Sky Park looks really neat. So that's something that is perhaps when my next check comes in, I may consider that. But yeah, I don't make much money, but for those that do subscribe, and those that have joined as members, I do try to broadcast at least once a week to keep you guys just entertained and learning about
5 Hotel
ATC.
Tango is airborne through 2,500 for 9,000.
405 Hotel Tango, Vancouver Center, squawk ident, please. We were talking earlier about who's flying various simulators. I'm betting all these TBM pilots are probably Microsoft Flight Simulator pilots. And probably the 321 Neo is probably also a flight sim. November 405 Hotel Tango, thank you. You're identified. Continue on course 9,000.
Continue on course 9,000, 5 Hotel Tango.
Yeah, so I will, for the rest of August, I'll be honest, I probably will not get I probably will not get a stream a week. I'll try.
Air Canada 664, ready taxi hotel.
Air Canada 664, my apologies, I meant to tell you this a while ago. You can contact Vancouver Terminal on 128.6. He's online, he'll take you out. Air Canada 664, Vancouver, did you copy? I hope he heard me. Yeah. So anyways, yes, as I was saying, honestly, for the month of August, if I can be honest, I probably will not get every week, but I try. As September rolls around and kids go back to school and things get a little bit more kind of stable and normal and regular, it'll probably be once a week again. And I'll try to get the flying streaming once a week. I think it's been almost 3 weeks since I streamed a flight as well, and the same thing. It's just, between all sorts of different stuff happening, work becoming more intense and taking up a lot more of my time right now, and all sorts of other stuff. It's become disappointing that I haven't been able to stream as much as I have. So hopefully in the future I'll be able to do it more. And I'm glad to see and I'm glad to see that you guys are trying out the Vatsim network. If you have not, here's the other thing too. If you have not, in the comments here, there is a link to my Discord. I'm not a big Discord fan. I'm not a big Discord user, but the one thing I do use it for is for trying to publish the streams ahead of time. So I try like a couple days ahead of time when I know I'm going to stream. I try to put a stream schedule out there. So if you guys want to fly on the Vatsim network and you want to learn, and if you want to, I provide the tutorials. If you want to come and fly when I'm online, it gives you a little heads up on some of the times I might be online. Air Canada 245, contact Vancouver, arrival now 128.6. Good night.
1286, thanks for ATC, Air Canada 245. See ya.
See ya. Mike Papa November, Vancouver. Information in Vancouver is hotel. Plan runway 26 right, or did you want 26 left for the general aviation? There's the text message. Mike Papa November. Okay, copy. You have hotel. Thank you. When ready to send flight level 240, and I'll double check on 26 left and get back to you. Alright, I'm just going to check and see if 26 left is going to be good for all of these general aviation arrivals here, because they're all going to probably want to go to 26 left to get to the general aviation on the south side of the field, so trying to think ahead. Nick, you've been on Vatsim for longer than me. I've only been since 2010, so you got 4 years on me. But yeah, it is like a drug sometimes. I haven't got my fix for a while, so it's good to be back.
Center, fast 1-5.
Fast 1-5, go ahead.
Yeah, we seem to be having an issue with our engine here where I got oil pressure dropping. Not quite declaring emergency yet, but we may have to.
Okay, fast 1-5, I copy that. Kelowna Airport is at your, that's about 7 to 8 o'clock for about 20 miles, so that's an option for you right now.
Yeah, okay, fast 1-5, we checked that. We're going to continue. We're still doing pretty good here, but I just thought we'd let you know if things go south further down the road here for us.
Fast 1-5, okay, keep me advised. And fast 1-5, for your planning, if you make it there, Vancouver is arriving 26 right, but you could probably plan on 26 left.
Fast 1-5 checks, thank you.
And Air Canada 113, same for you. Information is hotel in Vancouver, plan 26 left.
Any chance I could get 26 right for Air Canada 113?
Air Canada 113, sure. I figured the TBM would want to go to the south side, but absolutely 26 right you got. And Mike Papa November, same for you, 26 left is approved. 405 Hotel Tango, Vancouver information is hotel. And did you want 26 left or right for arrival?
We have hotel and we prefer 26 left for parking on the south side, 405 Hotel Tango.
405 Hotel Tango, plan 26 left. Got a whole bunch of TBMs in there.
26 left, 5 Hotel Tango.
Okay, so 26 left for him.
Center Air Canada 113, we'll take 26 left as well.
Air Canada 113, I copy that, plan 26 left. Everybody's inbound for 26 left now. Some headsets have software which you can control, and yeah. I find that, I find this headset for me is honestly a little bit odd because it's got very good kind of sound deadening. It really kind of changes the sound of my voice when I'm talking, and I really don't like it too much. I often wear it with like one ear a little bit off so I can hear myself talking. Because yeah, most of the software you'll get a little bit of a delay, and I find the delays can be very distracting, absolutely. Yeah, this is exactly what I do.
And center 115, we'll plan for 26 left into Vancouver, and things are looking pretty good for us here right now.
Okay, fast 15, I copy that again. Just let me know the second you need assistance. I can give you a turn to the nearest airport as well.
Fast 15.
20, he's going to get about 60 miles a glide, so he's... There's going to be points here where he's going to be a little bit far. Yeah. If he tells me right away and I get him turned right away, he should be able to make it. This is Abbotsford down here. Yeah. No. He should be able to make it. He'll get about 60 miles a glide from 220. The train is going to be an issue, but... I'm going to control the camera in the game in VR. You just look where you want. Yeah. I love Track IR. That's my thing. I have Track IR from the flight sim and I love it. It makes it so much easier to look around because you just turn your head, but without the drawbacks of VR of not being able to see things outside the sim and write them down. Yeah, playing a racing with the keyboard. I like that comparison. That's a good one. I play, and it's funny, I play some games with a keyboard. What's the one game I play? I play SnowRunner sometimes, and I don't have... the one thing about SnowRunner is it doesn't recognize Like I have a yoke and a throttle quadrant, but it doesn't recognize any of them. It's only designed to recognize a small number of input devices, mostly steering wheels. So anything that's not a steering wheel, even flight yokes, SnowRunner doesn't end up recognizing. So I end up playing SnowRunner with a keyboard, which is awkward, but I've gotten used to it now. I've adapted to it. I think it was a little bit early for him to start down. Avex, okay, see ya. It's nice that you were here, and I hope you enjoyed the stream. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't before, because hopefully we'll have streaming more often this month. Next week we'll probably be able to get something in some point. I'm not working as hard next week, so I'm hoping anyways. We'll see what happens. Yeah. I think for me the biggest thing personally is that I end up going back to work, and work just, when you're off work, when you're laid off, and well, I was technically laid off, but I was waiting for training, and when you're just at home all the time, it's amazing how much stuff you can do and how much time you have for streaming, and then you suddenly go actually back to work for a real job, and it's like, oh, by the time I've done all the rest of the responsibilities of my life, I do not have time for streaming anymore, so. Alright, it's got a whole bunch of inbounds here. It's going to make it interesting for the terminal controller here. I think we'll tune in the terminal controller's frequency in a couple minutes here. Oh, we got a plane on the ground in Kelowna. I didn't even notice that. Let's get an ATIS going in Kelowna here. Let's see here. Okay, so we got information Delta in Kelowna now. I put up an ATIS there. I was going to put one up a long time ago. I just got distracted by everything else. 0755, so he's IFR to Vancouver, Kelowna 8. I forget what YWB is, West Bank, I think. And then direct booth connect 5. Yeah, that works for me. So he's going to fly the Kelowna 8 departure. And he actually filed it in his flight plan. You don't have to file a SID in your flight plan, but if you do, then we know you can fly it for sure. If not, we may have to ask. So he's going to fly the Kelowna 8 departure. Let's look at it together, class. Okay. It's the Kelowna 8 departure. It's a pretty easy chart to read, but it's a SID. It's effective on the 25th of February of this year. Page number is 10-3. The Vancouver Center frequency normally would be 33.5. Airport elevation at 1420. Again, the transition altitude in North America, 18,000. 100-mile safe altitude for this airport. So within 100 miles of Kelowna, 12,500 is the minimum safe altitude. Aircraft unable to meet the required climb gradient should refer to Kelowna departure procedure and contact Vancouver Center after passing 4,000. There's a communication failure procedure here in the corner, so if you lose comms, that's what to do. Probably not going to happen in Vatsim. You might lose it, but if you lose it, you're supposed to disconnect the network anyways. Off of 16 here. Read what it says. That's my biggest lesson for today. Read the chart. Climb heading 159. Intercept inbound track 231 to the West Bank NDB. Then climb outbound track 245 from the West Bank NDB for vectors to follow the assigned route. Note, trees to 1,409 feet past the departure of the runway. So heading 1 from that heading, and you'll get vectors by ATC. Maintain 9,000 as assigned and expect clearance to flight plan altitude, flight level 5 minutes after departure. So within 5 minutes, if you haven't heard anything, you'll climb up anyways. In case you have a communication failure, but otherwise maintain 9,000 and I will give you higher as soon as I have nobody in your way. That's the SID for Kelowna as they're going to fly it. Oh. Mike Papa November, Vancouver, when ready, descend 13,000. The Vancouver altimeter is now 299.5, information India. That's his response. Mike Papa November, the altimeter Vancouver 2996. Air Canada 113 Vancouver, when ready, descend 12,000. The Vancouver altimeter 2996.
Sorry, say again the altitude, Air Canada 113.
Air Canada 113, 12,000.
Send 12,000 and check 3006 Air Canada 113. Vancouver Center. Hello, Air Canada 933. We're on the ground here in Kelowna, requesting IFR clearance to Vancouver, and we have Delta on board.
Air Canada 933 Vancouver, good evening. You're cleared to Vancouver via the Kelowna 8 departure. Radar vectors booth, flight plan route, depart runway 16, squawk code 0755.
Alright, we're cleared to Vancouver via the Kelowna 8, radar vectors to booth, flight planned route, departure runways 16 and squawk 0755, Air Canada 933.
Air Canada 933, your readback is all correct. Information, Delta is current right now, push and start at your discretion and call ready for taxi.
Push and start at my discretion, call for taxi, Air Canada 933, thanks.
Fast 15 Vancouver, when ready to send 12, 2000, Vancouver altimeter now 29905. Fast
2995.
Sorry, fast 15, I think I blocked you. 2000, 2995?
2000 out of 2995 for fast 15.
Thank you. November 405 Hotel Tango, contact Vancouver arrival now, 128.6.
Switching 128.6. Thanks for your help, sir. 5 Hotel Tango.
Thank you. Alright, so the one thing I need to do now is open up the Kelowna view here again. I haven't looked at it for a little while, but I can probably close all the other views because I don't need them because the terminal's on there.
4200 requesting taxi clearance.
Air Canada 420, wind correction. Wind 280 at 11, altimeter 29995, runway 26 left. Taxi via Papa, hold short.
Have I ATC'd for Captain Canada or XP72? Not that I know of. It's possible.
I didn't catch the part after Papa. Can you repeat, please?
Air Canada 420, actually, can confirm which way are you facing right now, east or west?
I forget what my call sign is in SnowRunner.
I'm facing...
It's probably Captain Adams.
Air Canada 420, roger. Taxi via Sierra, hold short of Mike.
Foxtrot Mike, Papa November, contact Vancouver arrival now, 128.6. Good day.
Sierra, hold short of Mike, Air Canada 420.
So, in case you hadn't picked that up,
Vancouver arrival, good day.
Tuned in Vancouver arrival just because my frequency's going to get pretty quiet. His is going to get exciting, so we're going to watch him. We're going to watch you, Charlie.
Number 405 Hotel Tango, Vancouver Terminal, good evening, IRS, runway 26 left, altimeter 29995.
Just maybe requesting priority handling here.
Okay, fast 15, your speed restriction is cancelled. You can go as fast as you like towards Vancouver. If you need it, I've also got Abbotsford is a little bit, that's about your 11 o'clock for about 47 miles.
Check fast 15, we'll consider that. We might just stay a little bit on the higher end just in case and try to glide in there if something happens.
Okay, fast 15, copy that. I'm going to have you over to arrival here in about another 20 miles. Let me know if it does deteriorate and you want to go direct to Abbotsford or anything.
Fast 15 checks.
And I'm just going to mute myself for a second, guys. Just be right back. Alright guys, sorry, I just muted that. I just coordinating with the terminal controller there just to let him know about the potential emergency there with fast 15. Air Canada 113, contact Vancouver, arrival now 128.6.
Arrival 28.6, Air Canada 13. Good day, sir.
G'day. Alright, anything else going on here? I got a couple departures out of Calgary here by the looks of it that are going somewhere. I don't know where they're going. Somewhere. Maybe that spy will tell me. It doesn't say they're going anywhere, they're just messing around. That's fine. You can mess around on Vatsim. And fast 15, you can contact Vancouver arrival 128.6, and I did pass on your situation, so he is aware he's going to try and get you as straight in as possible.
128.6 for fast 15, and we appreciate that, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Alright, so that's pretty much it for exciting airplanes in my airspace, so let's listen to the arrival frequency, because at least it'll give us something to do. Because now the stream is going to be quiet.
It's fast 15 with you in the descent through flight 180.
I'm not at home, so I don't even know what my call sign is on SnowRunner, and I can't even look it up right now because I'm not at home. So.
Good evening, IRS runway 26 left, altimeter 2995. Information India is current, descent 10,000.
2995 India and down to 10,000 for fast 15, and our situation is getting a little bit worse here.
Fast 15, Roger.
All right, so Charlie's kind of got this now, so I'm gonna just take myself away for a minute because I'm gonna take a little nature break since I've been going for 3-something hours and drinking caffeinated drinks at the same time. So I'll be right back.
November 405 Hotel Tango, descend 6,000.
Descend and maintain 6,000, 5 Hotel Tango.
And Vancouver Center, Canada 933 is ready for taxi for runway 16.
Canada 664, we're passing 14.5 now for 16,000.
Air Canada 664, you're leaving my airspace to the south. Seattle Central is not online. Surveillance service terminated. Monitor Unicom 122.8 and have a great flight.
Okay, well, many thanks, Unicom for Air Canada 664. Thanks for the help. Good night.
You too.
Oh, I missed the handoff there from Air Canada 664. My apologies, Charlie.
Vancouver Center, Air Canada 933 is ready for taxi, runway 16, and we have Delta.
Air Canada 933 Vancouver, the information is Delta runway 16 and the altimeter in Kelowna 3008. Taxi apron at your discretion, Delta and Alpha to hold short of 16.
Taxi taxi apron my discretion. Delta, Alpha, hold short 16, Air Canada 93.
113 vectors to final, turn left heading 170,
right,
descend 7,000.
Left 170,
I hope I didn't make that Air Canada guy wait too long.
113.
I was trying to time my trip to the bathroom, so it would inconvenience the minimal number of people. The fun thing about Vatsim too is like if you want to step away for any length of time, you don't have relief controllers
Fast 15, descend 9,000.
waiting behind you.
Fast 15, it's now 9,000.
You don't have controllers waiting behind you to take over so you can take a bathroom break, so you have to kind of time your breaks. Alright, so now comes the fun of just watching Charlie deal with this. Charlie, it's all you. Alright, so he's got 4 airplanes inbound here. It's an odd
Air Canada 113, descend 5,000.
5,000, Air Canada 113.
So he's got 3 airplanes in here. Looks like probably this guy's going to be number 1. I'm just going to guess how I would handle this anyways. And it's not meant to be a criticism in any way of what Charlie's going to do, because the thing about controlling too is it's like flying. There are rules that you can operate within, but then within those rules you can do all sorts of different things. You know, 5 controllers would sit down and look at the screen and do 5 different things.
Air Canada 113, turn right heading 210.
So there's no wrong or right way to do it. There's just simply, you know, how I would look at it and how I would try and do it. And I see what he's doing anyways, and it looks like he's going to bring Air Canada 113 in first. I would say at that point, squeezing in Mike Papa November in front, normally I would say would probably be an okay thing, especially given how fast 15 is, but because he's the guy with the low oil pressure who might be having a problem, and you don't want to delay him too far. You want to get him direct to the field. Mike Papa November, if he's not in tight, might have to go out behind fast 15, which wouldn't be the kind of the natural order of trying to do it.
113, descend 3,000, turn right heading 230, intercept the localizer, cleared ILS, run 26 right approach.
Send 3,000 right to 230, cleared the 26, sorry, localizer 26 left approach, Air Canada 113.
Air Canada 113, confirm it's 26 right.
Can I get 26 left for Air Canada 113? That's what we said earlier.
Air Canada 113, roger, approved as requested, ILS run 2, you're cleared, ILS run 26 left approach.
Cleared 26 left approach, Air Canada 113.
Alright, and that might have been my bad because I see it says 26 right there, so I may have forgotten to change his tag. So that mistake might be on me.
Mike Papa November, there is a traffic coming from east that is in a situation that needs kind of emergency, so I'm gonna vector you to the north a bit here, so turn left heading 030.
I can also read my chat here. Have you guys been chatting still?
Vancouver, fast 15, we're requesting direct seat at this time, and we are declaring emergency.
It does a little bit.
Fast 15,
That's just the shape of the terminal unit, which gets a little bit kind of misshapen because it also borders with.
To you, so it's the fastest route. Maintain current heading and descend 3,000.
Just
current heading down to
normally the terminals are pretty
15.
circular, but because of the border here shared
and,
with
fast
Vancouver,
15,
there's a
is
little bit of
this
extension
pit
to
metals
it.
underneath this here?
Border with Seattle.
Fast 15 affirmative, the Pit Meadows Airport is right underneath
Nick,
you.
good luck on your landing, safe landings, and
is at Alpha, holding short runway 16.
I will hope to see you around very soon on the Vatsim network, Nick. I'm going to try to be on a little bit more in the future. So yeah, so he is the natural thing to kind of do, and I think what most controllers probably would have been done would have been to put Mike Papa November ahead of the rest of the traffic, or ahead of Fast 15. But just because Fast 15 is in an emergency situation, you know, he's getting a little bit of priority to try and get him to the front of the list, which is okay. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Vancouver Center, Air Canada 923 is holding short, runway 16.
November 405 Hotel Tango, due to emergency, I'm going to
Air Canada
vector you for
933
a bit.
Vancouver,
Turn right
contact me
heading
once you're airborne. The
0980.
winds are 160 at 4,
Roger,
clear for
right
takeoff,
turn
runway 16.
099045 Hotel Tango.
Contact airborne, clear for takeoff, runway 16, Air Canada 933.
Mike Papa November, turn right heading 080.
Just built a little bit of space. I don't even see where the Air Canada 113 went. Is he on the ground yet?
Vancouver, Fast 15, what's our distance to the airport right now?
Fast 15, you are 16 miles from the Vancouver International Airport, and Penn Meadows Airport is at your 5 o'clock, 3 miles.
Fast 15.
Yeah, at 7,700, he's going to have
Fast 15 again?
gliding. He has to lose altitude.
Stand by.
Roger.
Yeah. I see what Fast 15 did. He obviously came in high because he wanted to be ready to, in case the engine failed completely, to lose altitude, or to glide to the airport. But now he's kind of screwed himself a little bit in that he's a little bit too high here.
This is Fast 15, Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. We've had an engine failure. We're turning around for Pitt Meadows.
Fast 15, Roger. Pitt Meadows Airport is at your 4 o'clock, 5 miles. Report field inside.
Fast 15.
Yeah, the TBM shouldn't lose altitude that quickly with a broken engine. Got to get the speed back is the key. The glide speed is going to be, I don't even know what it is. I think it's about 120. He's doing 220. Get the speed
Fast 15, the field is at your 9 o'clock, 5 miles.
Fast 15, and what are the runways there?
Fast 15, runway 26 left is available for you to use, and 26 right as well. It's at your 9 o'clock right now, and winds are 280 at 11.
Fast 15. We got the field in sight.
Fast 15, Roger. You're cleared visual approach runway 26 left, and winds are, altimeter is 299.5.
Fast 15, cleared visual 26 left.
I think at 7,700 feet, he should have been able to glide that to Vancouver.
Mike Papa November, turn right heading 130. November 405 Hotel Tango, turn left heading 350, descend 3,000.
It's getting a little exciting to watch this here.
350 down to 3,005 Hotel Tango.
Good evening, Tamachi T. No, it does not annoy me at all when people declare emergencies. I find it entertaining. And I don't. It sounds a little bit. It sounds a little bit.
Vancouver Center.
Cobb.
Air Canada 923 is passing 4,500.
And Air Canada 933. Just confirm your walking code 0755. Sounds a little bit macabre to say that, but emergencies add a little bit of interest when you're otherwise, you know, things are very systematic and get kind of used to them. United 7389 Vancouver, you're leaving my airspace to the south. Your radar service terminates, and you can switch the en route frequency. Have yourself a good day.
Fast 15, winds are 280 at 11, runway 26 left.
Air Canada 933, just confirm your walking code 0755.
Fast 15.
Yeah, just I'll set that. I'm just having a couple issues here. Air Canada 933.
Okay, Air Canada 933, roger.
Fast 15, just for information, if you need runway 26 right is also available to you.
Fast 15, roger.
But it's a lot shorter, 2400 feet ppm. That's going to be a short runway.
November 405 Hotel Tango, turn left heading 290, intercept the localizer, cleared ILS
right there.
26
So
left
he's
approach.
spinning around for 26 left. He could also land 26 right if he needs to. I mean, if you have an engine failure, you go off the end at 50 knots and spend it plowing into the trees or something.
Mike Papa November, turn right heading 240.
It's definitely interesting here. And no, it never bothers me when people declare emergencies because I find it adds another
Mike
dimension
Papa
of challenge
November,
to handle.
descend 5,000.
There you go. Vatsim does have a policy, and as a Vatsim noob, everybody should always be aware of it, that Vatsim does have a policy that emergencies can be simulated. However, at no point do they necessarily give anyone priority over any other user, and if a controller requests you to at any point in time, you must terminate simulating an emergency or disconnect from the network. So if the controller is too busy to handle Air Canada 933 Vancouver, you're identified through 7,600, continue climb flight level 260 and at 9,000 direct booth on course.
Mike Papa November,
Climb
Roger,
260 at 9,000 direct booth on course, Air Canada 933.
190 or above until knocks up, continue approach runway 26 left.
Repeat the speed, please.
Number 405 Hotel Tango, speed 190.
Maintain 190 until knocks up 5 Hotel Tango.
Number 405 Hotel Tango, and looks like we already crossed the localizer off runway 26 left now. If you are able to, turn left heading 230 and intercept the localizer again.
Okay, it looks like Fast 15 might have made it. He's at 800 feet, he's just turning final. Oh, he's done
Mike Papa November, descend 3,000, intercept the localizer, cleared ILS runway 26 left approach.
100 feet, oh, he is perfect. He's just coming over the numbers. He might be a tiny bit low. Oh, he might hit the fence even. He might have misjudged it. And he's gone. He's gone. Oh no. Oh, no, he's not gone. He's just disappeared off the radar.
Speed to 170 knots if possible.
He came very close. Very close. If he landed short of the field, it was only by 100 feet or so. Hopefully he landed in the grass, if nothing else. That one actually made me sweat a little bit. I was a little bit worried about that poor guy.
Vancouver approach, Fast 15, we're on the ground, Pit Meadows. Thank you for your help today.
Fast 15, Roger, I'm happy to hear that. Have a wonderful rest of your night.
Thank you, sir.
Number 405 Hotel Tango, winds are 280 at 11, runway 26 left, clear to land.
Told Fast 15 that he was Fast 15 that we were all watching him on stream. I hope he saw that before he disconnected. Oh well. I was really rooting for him though. I was getting a little bit worried that he wasn't going to make it.
Mike Papa November, continue approach, number 2.
All right. Yes. Okay, that's another great question. How does shared cockpit mode work for observers? So that's another very good question. Yeah. So yeah, I think I may have been too late to send him that message. So observer mode basically it lets you connect to the network. And you can communicate, you can talk on frequency, you can select a frequency and talk on frequency, but what it does is it tells the network that you're an observer and that you're not an airplane, so that way when you and your friend both connect to the network, you don't see two of the identical airplane in the same place at the same time. So if you're both flying the 320, you know, one person will connect to the network as the actual flight with the actual flight call sign, the next person will connect as the other person will connect as an observer, so they'll check the observer box in their client. And the other thing you have to do as well is you have to just use the same call sign except add a letter at the end of it. So you know, if the person connected to the actual flight number was Air Canada 123, then the other person who connects as the observer can be 123 Alpha or 123 Bravo or 123 Charlie, and that also tells a lot of the server logic, and a lot of the aircraft depend on this. Like, they will also know to screen out that other call sign that has the same call sign except with another letter on there. So, but yeah, you can connect, and you won't see two airplanes on the network. The only problem is that for the person who's connected as the observer, so this is the person who actually connected as Air Canada 123. For the person connected as the observer, most of the sim software will either rely on that call sign, or there may be a specific exclude. The Majestic Dash 8 has a specific exclude list, so you'll go into the FMS on the Dash 8 for the Majestic Dash 8, and you'll actually say do not draw this call sign. So don't draw Air Canada 123 call sign, because that's the call sign of my other airplane. So because if you logged in as an observer, you would still see Air Canada 123's airplane all around you, as well as the airplane in your sim. So you need to exclude that one person. You can also do that through your client directly. There's also ways to do that. I don't have vPilot running right now, but you can also delete any one particular airplane out of the sim if you don't want it in the sim for whatever reason. There are ways to exclude it. So, but yeah, so that's what the observer mode is for. Is it basically tells Vatsim that only one of you is going to be a target on the radar. The other person is just there to talk on the radio, but is not there as a target. I hope that makes sense. Hope I explained that well enough. Yeah, I haven't done a shared cockpit flight now in a long time, now that I think about it. I guess I should actually pay attention to my airspace now. So I got these two guys in here that are flying VFR in uncontrolled airspace, so I don't care about them right now. I just care about this one Air Canada guy, and that's pretty much it. Like, it kind of looks like the night is kind of ramping down, which is kind of good, because I was going to get out of here very soon anyways. In another 20 minutes, I was going to call it quits on our stream anyways. So sort of it's all working out well. Well, there's a guy on the ground in Terrace. He hasn't. Oh, he has filed a flight plan. Oh, there it is. Yeah, he did file a flight plan. Let's see what it says here. Let's see here. Terrace down to Cranbrook in a 737. Okay, good. Let's check out his routing here. Yeah, no, that looks acceptable to me. I don't see any problem with that routing. So I'm going to go ahead and give him a squawk code. Terrace does have departures, so I'm just going to go ahead and search for Terrace BC on my map.
Vancouver, Press, good evening, Air Canada 558 with information India requesting IFR to Los Angeles.
Air Canada 558, Vancouver Terminal, good evening. You're clear to Los Angeles via the Vancouver 1 departure flight plan route. Departure runway 26 left, squawk 0753.
And clear to Los Angeles via the Vancouver 1 departure flight plan route, taking off 26 left, squawking 0753 for Air Canada 558.
Air Canada 558, readback is correct, and stand by. Mike Papa November, wind 280 at 11, runway 26 left, clear to land.
Well, there you go. Charlie got most of the airplanes in there. The Air Canada 13 vanished at some point. Somehow disconnected, probably sim crashed, which always sucks. But he got all the other ones in there, so nicely done.
Hotel Tango, welcome to
Even handled that emergency
taxi via Echo, April
nice and calm. That's one of the key things too when you're handling emergencies as ATC. You've got to keep that calm voice, even though the pilot's
saw an aircraft standing on the threshold of the runway.
November 405 Hotel Tango, actually correction is taxi via Bravo, and I don't see an aircraft on the threshold.
Well, we flew right over it.
Number 405 Hotel Tango, Roger. I don't see that on my radar, so
Air Canada 933 just texted me and I was saying it was really busy earlier and it petered out. So it said the wife's probably yelling at them that it's dinner time. Yeah, that's exactly it. Everyone logged off at 6 p.m. because they had to go for dinner. They'll be back at 7.
Air Canada 558, push and starts at your discretion. Call me.
That's hilarious.
Air Canada 558, Wilco.
I feel like the evening's kind of winding down, but that was a good evening. I mean, it wasn't the busiest night I ever had, but it was definitely good, steady for a while there. And some great questions from you guys watching. I do appreciate it.
405 Hotel Tango has reached parking and shutting down. Thanks for your help, sir.
Also
Number
really helps.
405 Hotel Tango, my pleasure. Have a wonderful rest of the night.
Okay, I'm going to turn off Vancouver arrival for a bit here. And will somebody call in Vancouver Center? Nope. Alright. Air Canada 933 Vancouver. I know you haven't even reached your cruise yet, but when ready, you can descend 1-2000. Vancouver altimeters 29er and 9er5.
Alright, down to 1-2000, and we have India on board, Air Canada 933.
Air Canada 933, thanks. That descent is at your discretion, and runway 26 right for arrival.
Roger, descent at my discretion, runway 26 right for your arrival, Air Canada 933.
And Vancouver Center, good afternoon. Delta 1709 on the ground at Terrace, looking to pick up IFR clearance to Cranbrook.
Delta 1709 Vancouver Center, good evening. Let's see here. So Terrace right now, I'm showing winds 250 at 5 and altimeter 3016. Just confirm you want runway 15 for departure.
Roger that. 15 for departure is great for me, thank you.
Delta 1709, Roger, you're cleared to Cranbrook via the Kitimat 1 departure and then flight plan route. Depart runway 15, squawk code 0712. Your clearance is valid now, cancelled if not airborne by 0100 Zulu.
Roger that. Delta 1709 is cleared to the Cranbrook Airport for the Kitimat 1 departure, runway 15, squawk 0712, and clearance is void after 0100 Zulu. Thanks.
Delta 1709, thanks. The readback is all correct, and you can go back to the Unicom for the departure. Give me a call this frequency once you're airborne.
Roger that. Will do. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.
Alright, sounds like the terminal's going to leave me already. He came in for an hour or so of activity and he's gone again, so that's okay. We are also going to make our way out of here soon, but I had a lot of fun today. That was a really good stream. And it was good to see so many of you guys watching. I appreciate that. You know, I wouldn't do it if I didn't think people were actually going to watch sometimes. Some of my streams end up being a lot later and they end up being a lot quieter, and this one turned out to be a lot of fun, so... Sorry, just coordinating the log off of my arrival here. Alright, so he is gone. Alright, so back to an ATC at Vancouver. West flow.
Vancouver Center, good evening. Airsprint 334 is on the ground in Victoria, looking to give our IFR to Kelowna.
Airsprint 334, Vancouver Center, standby. First departure out of Victoria, so let's see, winds are out of the east. Okay, good, so that'll favor 09 just fine. And welcome, yeah, okay. Airsprint 334, you are cleared to Kelowna via the Victoria 5 departure. Radar vectors Watcom on course. Depart runway 09er, squawk code 0702.
Airsprint 334 cleared to Kelowna via the Victoria 5 departure, then vectors, flight plan route, expect runway 09, squawk 0702.
Airsprint 334, that readback is all correct. Pushback, startup at your discretion anyways, and call me when you're ready for taxi.
We'll call you when we're ready for taxi, Airsprint 334.
Mike Papa November, taxi, Alpha, apron at your discretion. And always takes a second for the readback because you got to type it in. Alright, yeah, sort of winding things up here. I'm going to go ahead and close down that window because I don't need it anymore. This guy looks like he was also going into Revelstoke because I'm pretty sure that's right where Revelstoke was. So for some reason Revelstoke is popular today. Don't know why. Alright, so we got one departure out of Terrace, one departure out of Victoria, one departure out of Vancouver, and 10 minutes to go. We're going to start winding it down soon. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Like I said, this has been a real fun stream, and it's nice to do it. Nice to do it. Nice to get a good, solid couple of hours in here because it takes an hour usually to build that traffic. So it's good to get 3 to 4 hours. Like I try to do 2 hours in a lot of my streams, and it's usually just not enough because you just don't quite get the traffic there before before you have to log off. By the time 2 hours is rolling up and you're ready to log off, that's just when everyone's logging on and saying, hey, he's been here for a little while, let's go fly over there. Air Canada 9033, continue descent 9,000.
Continue descent 9,000, Air Canada 933.
Alright, so we'll see who's ready to go first. Oh, we got another one here. North Caribou has logged in. Hasn't filed a flight plan yet. Let's open up the Victoria ground view here. Oh, North Caribou just filed his flight plan. Alright, first let's just get the ground view up for Victoria here. So I'm ready to go when this guy calls for taxi. There he is. And let's see what North Caribou's doing here. Janik Nagov also going to... Wow. Why is everyone going to Revelstoke tonight? What is going on in Revelstoke? Because that is like the 5th airplane to go to Revelstoke tonight, and I have never seen an airplane go to Revelstoke before anytime I've ever connected to Vancouver. So what is going on with this place? Strange. Alright, how long is it going to take him? It's going to take him about 10 minutes to get on the ground, isn't it? He's going to turn final, we're going to be shutting it down. As I said earlier, I had to get up fairly early, so I really am going to try and stick pretty hard to my 0-1 Zulu limit today. That's one thing about Vatsim too, is when you set yourself a limit, you really kind of have to stick to it, because if you can always one more airplane until the cows come home. Oh, well, let me just deal with this guy. Let me just deal with that guy. Let me just do this. Let me just do that. Before you know it, you've been on for an extra hour. And you're late for work because you were on for an extra hour. So, yeah. I find myself very often, like when I set a limit and I have to leave, and I know there's a reason why I have to leave. In this case, I have to go to bed so I can get up early and go to work. You have to stick to your guns, no matter how many people show up, because there's always going to be one more guy. There's always going to be one more plane, and you just want to get one more plane on the ground, and before you know it, like I said, it's been another hour. That has happened to me countless times. Love Vatsim. Can never tear myself away from it once I'm on it. Unless everybody logs off at the same time as me and there's nobody left. And then I don't feel bad about leaving, but I feel bad about leaving. I do. I honestly feel bad about leaving when there's still people on. I don't want to leave when there's people on. But sometimes, you got to do what you got to do. There's... we have a life outside of Vatsim. I certainly don't get paid to do this. I love it. I enjoy it, and I will do it a lot of times. But I probably have to keep my job so I can continue to feed the family. That would probably be helpful. Just waiting for this guy to cross these boundaries. I can't tell. Yeah, you guys can see that on the screen. It's brown, so it's hard to see, but it is there on the screen. You can see these numbers, but they're very hard to see because of the brown. It's not the best color in the world, but apparently it's a realistic color. I think that's the real color of the scope in the real world, but I find I have to kind of lean into it a little bit to see it at all. So I'm waiting for him to cross that next shelf, and then he's good down to 9,500. So terrain in Vancouver is always an interesting challenge. There's lots of terrain out here that you have to deal with. So you have to be very conscious of that when you're vectoring people around IFR, because you have responsibility as a controller. You have responsibility for separating aircraft from terrain when they're IFR. So you've always got to be kind of watching that. I gotta say, though, I'm pretty impressed with the number of people who are chatting in this channel tonight, too. I couldn't even keep up with it half the time. That's something that that's probably the first time I've ever not been able to keep up with the chat. Mike Papa November, no problem. Thank you so much for flying tonight, and hope we catch you again next time. I'm really not sure what that emoji is supposed to... It's so quiet now. It got really quiet. Air Canada 933 descend 7,000.
Down to 7,000, Air Canada 933.
It got really quiet.
Vancouver Control, good evening. It's North Caribou 2036. We're down at South Terminal here at Vancouver with Juliet on board, looking to pick up VFR to Revelstoke.
North Caribou 2036, you're cleared to Revelstoke via the Vancouver 1 departure. Radar vectors to... I'm sorry, looking at the wrong line there. Radar vectors to Janik and on course. Depart runway 26 left, squawk code 0771.
Alright, clear to Revelstoke as filed. We have Vancouver 1 departure. Radar vectors to Janik. Expect 26 left and squawking 0771 for North Caribou 2036.
North Caribou 2036. The readback is all correct. Information in Vancouver is Juliet. Start up at your discretion and call ready for taxi.
We'll call for taxi, North Caribou 2036.
I feel like none of these guys are going to start taxiing in the next 4 minutes. This guy, at least I'll get him turned on to final, and then I'll turf him to the Unicom. Air Canada 933, descend 5,000.
Descend 5,000, Air Canada 933.
Vancouver Airsprint 334, taxi to 09 in Victoria.
Airsprint 334, Vancouver, the Victoria, let's see here, Victoria winds. Where is it there? There it is. Showing 080 at 60, altimeter 299.5. Taxi Echo, cross runway 03, cross runway 14, and hold short 09er.
Taxi Echo Cross 0314, hold short 09, airsprint 334.
He'll just get airborne, I'll get him turned on course, and he'll be going. Yeah, what is with Revelstoke? Why is it suddenly popular? I've never seen... I've probably logged 100 hours in Vancouver. I've never seen anyone land at Revelstoke before, and now I've seen 5 aircraft in one night. There's got to be something going on there. Maybe Skypark is having an event there or something. Who knows? Air Canada 933, descend 3,000 via Gore, cleared the ILS runway 26 right.
Descend 3,000 via Gore, cleared the ILS 26 right, Air Canada 933.
Alright, air sprint's rolling. You're gonna be one of my last guys here, air sprint. I'm gonna give it 2 minutes. I'll get him identified, I'll get him turned on course, and then that's gonna be the end of it, guys.
And Vancouver Center, good evening, Delta 1709 with you, climbing out of 4,900 for 11,000 on the Kitimat 1 departure.
Delta 1709 Vancouver, thank you, squawk cadent. Delta 1709, you're identified at 6,000. Continue climb flight level 370 at 10,000. Turn left direct to Alpar on course.
At 10,000 left direct Alpar, climb maintain flight level 370, Delta 1709, thanks.
The race is on. One more departure. That Delta just barely made his clearance time there too. Oh yeah, Air Canada 933 's got no problem getting down. I was worried he might be a tiny bit high, but no, he's got lots of room. He's 15 miles back and he's at 3,600 feet. He's fine. These guys are not moving. Air Canada hasn't even pushed yet.
Vancouver Center, Air Canada 923, we have the localizer, runway 26 right.
Air Canada 933, thank you. Air Sprint 334 Vancouver, contact me once you're airborne. Victoria, winds showing 080 at 6, clear for takeoff, runway 09er.
Clear for takeoff, 09, we'll contact you airborne, Air Sprint 334.
Alright, we're just going to get this guy turned on course, and that's going to be the end of it. There's lots of terrain around here that we have to worry about. It's not too bad, it's mostly below 3,000, 2,000 here, this big swath. A little higher, 123, 26, and then 38. There's a big hill here, so we gotta. He's a jet, anyways. He's gonna climb pretty darn fast. I'm not too worried about him. Air Canada 933 Vancouver. The wind's showing 290 at 11. Cleared to land. Runway 26 right.
Clear to land 26 right. Air Canada 933.
All right, air sprint's in position. Push the power. He's going now. Delta's on course. There he goes. There comes air sprint.
Vancouver Center, Air Sprint 334, passing 1,000 off 09.
Air Sprint 334 identified. Climb 16,000 through 2,000 direct walk, come on course.
Through 2,000 direct walk, come up to 16,000, Air Sprint 334.
There, he's through 2,000. He can make the turn. I think he's got no problem making 3,800 there. Alright, and I think that's enough for me. I have had a lot of fun. I hope you guys have had a lot of fun watching. I know it got a little bit quiet down here at the end, but nevertheless, I think it was a good stream overall, and we definitely had a lot of good stuff to talk about. So, Air Canada 933 Vancouver. I got nobody else for runway 26 right. I got 2 departures off, 26 left that haven't started taxiing yet. So just use your discretion after landing. We're shut down now, so switch to Unicom and have yourself a good night.
Alright, roger. After landing, switch to Unicom. Thanks a lot and have a good night. Air Canada 933.
Air Sprint 334, same for you. Further climb and nav is at your discretion. Switch to Unicom. Surveillance service terminated. Have a good night.
Over 22 way for Air Sprint 334. See you.
Delta 1709, further climb and navigation at your discretion. Surveillance service terminated. Switch to Unicom. Have a good night.
Going to Unicom, Delta 1709. Thanks a lot. See ya.
And Air Canada 558 and North Caribou 2036. You're both mutual traffic. Planning to depart 26 left in Vancouver. Keep an eye out for each other when you taxi. You can switch to Unicom. Have a great night.
North Caribou 2036. Good night.
And if I've left anybody out, if anybody else is still on the Vancouver Center frequency, Vancouver Center is now closed. Switch to Unicom 122.8. that's it. We are disconnected. We are off the network, and we are done for this evening. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you had fun. I had tons of fun. That was busier than I was expecting, but that's a good thing. Sometimes I get pessimistic about it, but today Vatsim did not disappoint. It was a good session. So I hope you guys all learned something. So if you haven't before, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you join the Discord that's listed in the comments if you want to know the schedule of future streams. I do my best to keep to them as best I can. I've been a little bit bad lately just because work has sometimes thrown me some curveballs, but I will do my darndest to make the streams when I can. Have a great night, everybody. Stay healthy and safe out there, and we'll see you guys all real soon.